The Widow. How do I describe Ashley? She is a force of nature. But I'm going to do what I do. I hope you like it, Ashley. Here we go. She's the widow. A cute, sexy thing. She has a husky voice with a southern twang. If you come at her, then pack a lunch. If you throw a jab, then she'll throw a punch. I think the MCU is her favorite topic. She breaks it down. She got crazy objects. The widow's ready. So here we go. Sit back, relax, enjoy her show. The Widow. That name alone says it all. Ashley is a force of nature. Don't mess with her. Make sure you tune into her show. Her content is fire. Peace.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys? What are we doing?
What's up, Eddie? Chilling in that darkness.
I speak and they don't respond. Isn't that how it goes?
No, I'm good. Just chilling in the darkness as always, being negative.
Yeah, that's a good place for you. In the dark, in timeout. Hi, Tony. Tony.
Ashley, I found another thing we can talk about.
Hi, Antonio. Welcome. Right now, we're just chilling. You know, Dot's not talking his normal. Hi, Brill. Look, Brill.
Can y'all hear me?
Am I breaking up or anything? Tell me.
No, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
That's why I almost didn't do this. Yeah, I can hear you. Something sounded choppy for a second, so I thought it was me because I was having audio issues earlier. Whatnot, Eddie?
Hold on, I gotta do some digging
He's
for
not
this.
gonna say anything. Like, you know, I'm trying to like have a shoot the shit real quick, guy. Combo, can you do that, Eddie Betty?
What?
Come on. You gotta help me entertain these people because we're trying to, get people to watch us. You gotta.
All right, I got it.
Like I said, Ashley, I get that. I get that, but like sometimes you try to restrict my opinions and how I express my true self. So
that is true.
It's hard. It's hard to be myself.
It's like a freaking thing that's on my wall from the light. It's like, what's that on my freaking wall? But there's nothing there.
Hey, Eddie.
That's weird.
Something interesting happens there on HBO Max.
The light.
Ashley, I think this is gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Did you know there's an MCU movie on HBO Max owned by Warner Brothers, who owns DC? So technically, by that logic, the Hulk is a DC character now. He's no longer an MCU character, just saying. But we got the good one. Y'all got the Mark Ruffalo trash one. Y'all can keep him. We got Edward Norton, the tight Hulk. He's part of DC now.
Yes, Marcus. I'm super excited for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's going to be, it looks like this really cool film. Sam Raimi is like bringing those horror elements. You know, Feige said, hold my beer. You know, I'll give you some horror elements, and I feel it. I'm so excited to see this movie. I feel like this, I was excited for No Way Home. Yes. But Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness got my girl Wanda. She's taken over the place in my heart now that my Natasha has left the building. Wanda has my Marvel heart. Her and Doctor Strange both, because it was Tony and Widow, and they're gone out of the MCU. So now I get both of them in this epic movie. Hi, Vishan.
Tony definitely had to go because nobody didn't want him there. He's toxic and stuff. Nobody didn't like Tony Stark. We know he was bringing down the MCU and destroying it with his presence, and just he was being toxic. We know RDJ was on set of Infinity War, throwing hissy fits and beating up cast members and stuff. I talked to Chris Evans. He said this is what he told me.
You talked to Chris Evans?
Like, he told me, DM me. Listen, watch this. Chris Evans told me RDJ walked up to Chris Evans and told him, he said like this, he said, biatch, I run this shit. He said biatch. He didn't say bitch, he said biatch. That's what he told Chris Evans. You want to know what Chris Evans did? He went to Feige. You want to know what Feige told him? You better listen to your daddy, boy.
I want to read Marcus.
I'm glad RDJ is out of there. He's toxic. But go ahead.
Krasinski is in it. It's a 10 out of 10 already. If the rumors are true, if the audience love him as Reed and Doctor Strange, he's gonna be the MCU Reed. Here's the take for me. I'm not really super excited to see him as Reed Richards. I know he's like muscular, but I don't know. Can he play off this super genius, character? Don't know. We'll see, right? How he does. But rumors are that he's definitely in the film. Hi, Max. Welcome.
He might be better. He might be better than Tom Holland.
Nice.
I agree with that. Tom Holland is trash, man.
No, he's not. We're having a real true blue discussion about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness right now. Vishan, a smart guy, he says, I agree, Ashley. Doctor Strange is about to be epic. I mean, there's so many rumors and things that we could discuss. But I don't know if people, want to hear those things. But I'm really excited to see this film.
I mean, we know why it's going to be good, though. We know Feige has like $500 million tucked away that they use to buy seats that, they spare because they're willing to spend that much to buy those seats, make it look like people are there going and stuff. And in reality, them theaters is empty like Morbius.
No, I agree. Why do you think I showed you those pictures of him being on trial? He was on trial for rigging that shit.
No, Antonio, we know Tom Holland is the standard and everyone else is, they're all right. They're all right.
Like I found, Twilight
Everyone
6,
who's smart, who has an IQ above a 4, and neither one of you do, so therefore I'm not speaking about you, obviously. I haven't
Twilight
watched any
6,
movies lately.
starring Tom Holland, the vampire.
So Knight says he hasn't watched anything outside the Batman. I know you.
Oh, that's good, Knight. Just watch the Batman.
Because Knight is also an avid DC lover, right? He's always, been against everything Marvel, and
I mean, he ain't no DC shield. Let's just make that clear. He just knows what good movies are. He knows what good movies are. That's the thing.
Anthony says it's funny. Sony is scared of Morbius. That's the reason why they moved the whole play until next year. Because
after you see that picture I sent you, Georgia the Jungle.
I know. I was like, you look like Fabio. Like you didn't see me go, LOL. Like for real. Like when you
Craven looked like Georgia the Jungle.
He looked like his hair's flowing. He's got his white. Pull it up. We've got to look at this guy. Because I like me describing this does not do the image the justice that it shall deserve.
I got it. I already got it. I got it right here.
Go ahead and add it. You can do it. I mean, you could do the same thing as I can do.
All right, you guys. So some footage came out from Morbius. Now, it's not that bad of a first look, but enjoy. Here you guys go.
Look at this. Like, pull up your tweet.
But he let me get it. He legit looks like that. Like
you have to pull up the side by side image, so people can really grasp it. For the people, no, Craven is not in Morbius, Vishan, but they're shooting the Craven film now, and we know Morbius, came out the beginning of this month, and it's not very good. It's not very good.
And it's coming out in January, right?
Anthony says, when I saw the Craven picture last night, I shot my feet 2 times. It's funny, It really is funny.
And actually, it comes out in January,
yeah,
right?
It's that bad. It's really, really
them special effects about to be bad. The special effects about to be mid like Venom and Morbius. That's my problem with that has been my problem with Sony.
That's what's gonna happen. I hope Sony don't give him the suit at the end of the movie. Yeah.
Like they visually like these big budget super movies are doing. They keep rushing it, and visually the movies look like, they look like something YouTubers can do. Like I'm not even joking. It looked like YouTubers can make the Venom movie. I think some YouTubers could do a better job than what Sony did with the Venom movie. Like they just rush it. The green screen looking bad. It's just, man.
Does not look good. Yeah, but that font though. But if it's not a real, image, then then is it really matter? If it's just like a fan-made art piece, Oh, RJ's here. Welcome, RJ. So we're Dot is supposed to be. Did you pull up your tweet, Dot? I'm like waiting.
I'm still looking. I just found it. All right.
And you're supposed to be Tech Dot.
So we're
looking at this. So we all saw the Aaron Taylor Johnson photos, of course, RJ.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, Dot tagged me, and he's still, I don't know what he's doing. And compared it to the Georgia the Jungle photos. Looks just like it. Sorry it took us a minute to get that up. I guess I could have maybe. But look, it does. It really does. It's like scary Fabio looking.
George of the Jungle.
No, I agree. He doesn't look bad. He looks like
he doesn't look bad. It's just
Fabio, kind of like he should be like on the cover of some.
I mean, I don't see Craven.
Erotica novel is what he looks like.
Yeah,
I don't look at him and see Craven. I just see him.
Oh no, he is Craven. Look, he got a tooth on his neck.
Oh man, he has one tooth around his neck. Man, just That's what they're gonna do? They're gonna have him wear the animal vest and all his get up at the end of the film. Just have him wear his normal costume in the movie, man. Stop trying to hide it. Just make him wear the costume the whole time.
I guess this is like before.
You think they might give him powers?
This is like him before the suit, before he becomes the Craven we all know.
Do y'all think they might give him powers?
Probably. No, knowing them, yeah, probably. Probably it's going to be about him fighting his old mentor Hunter, played by Russell Crowe, and his brother Chameleon will be there.
Yeah, Chameleon. And will it be the same actor from Far From Home?
No, probably not, no. I think they already cast a new guy, some white dude.
Oh, they have a new Chameleon?
Yeah, I think so. I think they cast him already.
What's his name? And pull up his name. I didn't even know.
I mean, I think
this movie's definitely not set in the MCU. That much is for sure at this point.
Like, I'm so uninterested in this film. Like, I feel like I know nothing about it at this point, really.
Right.
So do we think that this is going to be an improvement on Morbius, or will it, fall short? What do we think?
Well, it doesn't have the same writers, so I think that'll be okay.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
It's about to be the same quality. Like Venom, Craven, Morbius, they all have the same quality. It might have cool action scenes. But I don't think it's gonna be nothing stand out. It ain't gonna be like no Joker, no Logan or something. It ain't gonna be definitely gonna be one of those. I think it's just gonna be another mid movie that passes by, and is literally gonna be a fart in the wind.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask everybody here: Venom or Morbius? That's the first part of the question. Which one?
Oh, easily Venom. I like Venom way more than Morbius.
So everybody, Eddie?
Venom.
So do we think that Craven will be closer to be like Venom, like maybe possibly could stand it, or closer to Morbius, where I think
it's going to be closer to Venom personally. Madam Web, though, I'm scared for Madam Web. I'm very scared.
I mean, I don't want it to be close to either one. I need it to be like, I don't know, Black Panther or Winter Soldier good, or like.
I'm just saying, like, but based off.
Yeah, based off what Sony given. I don't want it to be either one. I want it to be better than both.
That's all you can hope for, man,
That's all. Yeah, I just hope it's better than both. I do not think it will be, but I hope it's better than both. That's all I can hope for at this moment. Because the writing has been the same. They're just, They'll make him an anti-hero by the end of the movie. He's gonna put on his vest, and like RJ says, he's gonna fight his uncle or something that was a hunter. Oh no, why'd you kill this elephant, uncle? Blah 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 blah. It's gonna be over about some dumb animal that nobody cares about. An elephant named Tonto. That's gonna be the elephant he has to save in the movie, Tonto. Gonna have big fat ears like Dumbo. He's gonna fly. Watch, it's gonna happen.
Max says, very disappointed in the Sonyverse. I have higher hopes for Morbius than Craven. Oh, so you were leaning towards. See, I remember seeing the first trailer of Morbius, and I was like, okay, this is not so bad. I can, I'm interested. And then I was like, okay. Then I was like, how does all this work with all that stuff in the trailer? And it was just like for nothing, because it made absolutely no sense to me.
Let's not forget about the false marketing that Morbius did too. False marketing, putting Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in the trailer, and then you get in the movie, and then suppose he's not in it. Like that poster's not in the movie.
It's not like all the Oscorp is not in there. It's like it was like I know the movie at this point was 3 years old, so they had to maybe change some things because the way the release dates happened with it, but still it makes absolutely no sense.
And then the director came out and spoiled the movie.
I think he was trying to get in front of it because the cut of the movie, it's like the way it was edited, you can tell they're like, and I'm not like, maybe that's why for me it's just so bad and it doesn't make sense and things seem rushed. Like, did you notice that? Because I know Dot hasn't seen it, RJ, but did you feel like when you were watching it that it seemed like pieces of the film were like missing and the way that the film
absolutely,
was edited together?
Absolutely. No, I really felt like it was just like all over the place. Like someone took like a hacket and slashed the film up, Yeah,
and I think that was his way of like, getting in front of it, because I don't feel like he was.
No, it's basically him saying, this movie sucks. It ain't my fault, y'all. Don't blame me.
Yeah, I feel like that it had a lot of studio interference, and I'm not saying that it was going to be like this great film, without them being involved. But I think that his vision would have been a lot better than what we got, because it just seems like things just happen so the next thing can happen, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense in that movie. But so we'll see.
I don't know. I think it might have been his vision, because the way he was spoiling the movie, he looked like he was excited to talk about that stuff.
But he also talked about that post-credit scene. And what did he say about the post-credit scene? That was Sony that did that.
Yeah, Sony was responsible for that one.
Yeah. And I think that cutting down the film and things that are missing and chopping it up, I think that that's on them too.
I mean, this is what he can do.
He even said that poster was not even supposed to be in the shot of his film.
Right, he did.
That is Sony doing, a misdirect to mislead people into believing that, and that's some bullshit, really.
But see, this is what he should have done. He should have. Remember how Mark Hamill kind of warned us. He warned us ahead of time without disrespecting or breaking like an NDA or something. He should have. Everyone should learn from Mark Hamill how to, critique it and still not be able to get in trouble. He should have done that, because I don't want him to come out years later talking about, it wasn't my vision of the movie. Hey, we need to get this shit popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't want him to go start doing that, because, when these directors and stuff be hyping up these movies and the press and stuff, I know they under NDA and contract and that's what they have to, but it's like, you can still be honest in a sense. Like Mark Hamill, he was honest. He didn't bash the movie, but he told us, there's some things y'all may not like, but check it out. Like, he was being fair with the film. He wasn't being positive one way or the other. He was just being fair. You can be fair. You can be fair at the movie and stuff. I think they need to start doing that in general with these movies. Like in general with these press releases, whatever. Like, be fair. Talk about, there might be this, it might be a flaw here, but still check it out. Like, acknowledge the faults and the positives of the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anthony says, how does Kevin Feige feel about the Sonyverse? I would say that where they're loosely connecting their films to the MCU. I think after Morbius, he might be quite embarrassed. He seemed like he liked Tom Hardy's Venom, because the things that he said about it before, but I don't see how. Morbius.
I think he begrudgingly accepts it for what it is, and that's about it. Like, he's just like, it exists, it is what it is, I'm gonna just deal with it.
Yeah. So that would be the answer. Anybody else want to respond to that?
All right, Ash, hear me out. You guys hear me out?
Yeah.
I feel like Kevin Feige's in on this too.
In what way?
Because this is what I'm thinking. Let me ask you guys this: do you guys really think Sony's gonna do another Spider-Man while Tom Holland's adjacent in the MCU? Like, do you guys honestly believe they would do that?
Like a separate Spider-Man that's not Tom Holland?
Yeah, in live action. Because at this point,
it depends. If they bring Andrew Garfield back to be the Sony versus Spider-Man, then yes.
All right. Well, and that's the thing. If it's Andrew Garfield, I would totally believe it. Because this is my thing. I feel like Sony and MCU is just invested in Tom Holland right now. They know his movies is the moneymaker. They're focused on him.
And I think, and then outside of that, I think that Miles Morales might be next for MCU.
Yeah, Miles is definitely coming soon. The question is, though, does Sony use him and make him their Spider-Man, or do they let Marvel and the MCU introduce him? Because it's going to be a big moment either way. Because, like, again, whoever gets to Miles first, right? Who gets to use him and introduce him to the world? Because Miles is going to be huge whenever they debut him in live action. And he should probably be played by Eddie.
Yeah, I don't know if Sony will, be willing to do that because the moment, of him coming into live action. But if, they feel like they'll get more out of it with putting him in the MCU, because of the success of, the prior, Spider-Man franchise, Tom's possibly, but it's kind of like, but do they have enough faith in themselves? Because it seems like without, as of now, what we've seen of these Sony films that they're releasing by themselves with these Marvel characters is not up to par. So maybe they'll feel more secure if it's, still connected to the MCU, but they might not want to have to deal with that joint venture,
Well, and actually, that's why I said, because they want to use Tom Holland too. We know that for a fact. They want to use him too. But with whatever deal they got going, I know Feige does not, because this thing, Sony's setting up all these villains in the Sonyverse, separate universe. Do you know the only way to get to the universe is to literally travel to it through time travel, dimension stuff, all that. Basically, just like how Vulture got there. I don't think Feige is going to because let's say they're doing the Sinister Six movie. I don't think Feige is going to be so cool with them having to pull Spider-Man back. Because think about it, how you would have to get him there. It's like Spider-Man just time traveling back and forth to traveling through these different dimensions and stuff just to fight these villains, and he goes back. So I feel like they're going to do that. And it's going to jeopardize Feige because Sony has the control. I feel like Sony would do that. Feige knows they're going to do it, but he can't really do much about it because they said we're going to see a Spider-Man, another Spider-Man in this universe and stuff. At most, I can see them doing Andrew. I don't see them grabbing a fresh new actor to be Peter Parker over here at this moment because everybody's investing in Tom Holland, the MCU, and Sony.
Yeah.
So it's like, why get another guy? Because they can guarantee success with Andrew Garfield,
right?
They need guaranteed success. They can't just grab a new fresh guy. They need guaranteed success. Because look at what Morbius is doing in the box office right now. They need a Spider-Man that's. Well, yeah, it is a bad movie. It's trash. It's better than No Way Home, but still.
No.
It's better than No Way Home.
It is better than No Way Home. It is.
No, guys.
What?
No. Okay, let me read DL's comment. Hi, DL. Welcome. He says, if Across the Spider-Verse is successful, it may push them more to do a live action Miles. So he's saying that like if
I think that's what they planning for on that end, to do a live action.
They're gonna keep it. I mean, or if they're gonna bring in RJ, what is your response to this? Because I could see them doing it, but I just don't know if I have faith that they can execute it properly.
Well, to DL's point, though, let me ask you guys this: maybe instead of introducing a new actor playing a new version of Miles Morales, what if they turn the one from the Spider-Verse animated films, bring that character over into live action? It's the same characters played by Shamik Moore.
That'll be fine. Yeah, do that. That's I was on Tim Possible's channel and we reacted to the trailer, and I said, they're going to these different dimensions. Who knows? What if in the movie they literally step into a live action world in the animated movie? I'm not saying it will. It's a part 1, part 2. They're doing Spider-Man No Way Home, which was another Spider-Verse movie. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they're pushing this Miles to be in live action or be the MCU version. Like, who knows? I don't know. But they're definitely going to take that animated Miles, make him live action.
I think that Sony does have a problem, with, because I don't know, because I'm going to pull this up right now because we're, talking about it. I don't really understand why this wasn't a summer release to begin with. It just seems like it was like a bad upper management.
Well, the first movie got released in December 2018 for Christmas, and it was a big awards movie too. So I could see the philosophy being about release it in the fall and winter because it can be an awards play. I think you release this movie anywhere, to be honest, it's going to make money. The first film, it was a softer box office debut, but that movie got more and more attention thanks to it being on Netflix. Like, it exploded on streaming.
Yeah.
And more people have discovered the movie over time. Yeah. So this sequel's going to pop big.
Because the original was originally supposed to be released of October 7th of this year, 2022. And now it's been pushed back and will premiere June 2nd of 2023. So, a big gap in time.
I'm very sad. I was really looking forward to this movie. Because this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
This is my favorite. I mean, I can't say Spider-Man film. I love this movie so much. Into the Spider-Verse. I love the trailer for this. I was super excited to see it, to see the first part of it. But we're going to have to wait a little bit. But I think that it's a good move. And this is more of a summer, because the kids are out of school. It's a good time for families to go to theaters. But I get the reward season and all that. But I think that it being in summer is good. It's a good call. Anybody else want to say anything? Eddie, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, we're streaming. You want to contribute? we are trying to do something here.
Come on, get out of hear that.
I said, what do you think about the shift in dates here?
No, I know you said something else though. That's the part I didn't hear, but
well, I said we are doing a stream here. You have anything to contribute?
Well, like I said, sometimes I get censored here because of my awesome opinions, and it's okay. I'll take the heat because I already knew what I signed up for. You don't want to take me seriously because I'm speaking the truth about the nonsense that they give when they give out with Marvel and that stuff. But them moving the dates, delaying the movie makes sense because obviously they don't want to compete with DC. DC's always on top. No, it was sad to see when they actually did delay because I actually did love the first movie they had. I don't know why they delayed it. I guess they just wanted to finish whatever they had to finish in terms of the quality or something. Like I said, I really don't know, but it was disappointing to hear.
Well, got anything else you got to say here?
By the way, I'm not a huge fan of the first movie, but I like it. But I do want to see this. I mean, this thing, I really don't care if they pushed it back or not. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but they can keep pushing it for all I care. I really don't care if they keep pushing it, but I do want to see the movie. but I don't care if they push it or not because it's not like
you don't care if it comes out 2 years from now.
Yeah, I don't care.
I kind of get what he means. Wow. This is like that type of movie. You'd be like, hurry up and damn come out. Like it's not that type of movie.
It's like I do want to see it come out.
I want to see this right away.
Yeah, like
I know. I'm really excited to see this movie. Like, how do you not care, Dot?
I mean, because I'm not a big Miles like guy. I like this Miles better than the comic Miles, but I'm not.
The comic Miles is not. I mean, yeah, but this Miles.
Yeah, he's way better. But even then, I'm still not like I'm not too keen on seeing Miles so eagerly. It just is Peter. I mean, I'm there day one. I'm like, give me this shit, but it's Miles. I'm just not in no rush to see it, but I don't want them to keep delaying it because you don't want to become the New Mutants of a Spider-Man movie. You don't want it to be that.
Well, that's the Flash. Don't worry about that, kid. That's the Flash.
Hey, we didn't say nothing about DC. Don't mention.
I had to say it because it's facts, bro. It's facts.
Hating ass.
No, ain't no hating here.
Ashley, you know what you was doing bringing RJ on here. You was waiting to say that.
Listen, I'm good. You know,
having RJ here as your minion and all this shit.
What? No,
hey, ain't nobody's minion. What are you talking about?
I'm not a minion. RJ is a smart guy. You know,
this is RJ
is. I've always
yes, a setup.
RJ is reasonable when it comes. He likes things. He likes Marvel. He likes DC.
I'm right in the middle.
Before you invited us, you were already writing a dialogue to say.
No.
That's great.
No.
See, look at Diaz's comment. Even Diaz, like, as a DC fan, we ain't seen the Flash till 2057.
Look. I can look. I'll say this. It's Spider-Verse across Into Spider-Verse is better than No Way Home. Way better. I'll watch it before I watch No Way Home again. Well,
Spider-Man.
I hope this movie comes and makes $3 billion, way more than No Way Home, to prove that it's a better and superior Spider-Man movie, and I'll be happy.
Well, Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie. Like, that's my favorite, like, bar none. Like, live action, anything otherwise. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Over Spider-Man 1 and 2, RJ?
Yeah. It's personally my favorite.
Yeah. I like...
It's literally a perfect movie. There's literally no flaws with it. It's perfect. Like, construction, story, voice acting, directing. Yeah, it's perfect. Like, there's no issues with it whatsoever.
I mean, I know the real reason why y'all like it.
What reason?
It's the Black Spider-Man.
I think I mentioned Spider-Gwen.
No, it's a really good film. Like, for me, Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man film. Like, it's just the best. It literally is the best for me.
Wait, Ashley, is it better than Tom Holland?
Yes.
All right. Just making sure. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. I mean, now
I accept it. As long as you say he's better than Tom Holland, that's fine.
Now, guys. So I need to watch what I say with Eddie's around. So anyway, we're gonna get
wait. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, look at this. It says RJ has a tube sock named Gwen to give you an idea why he likes the movie.
Nah. Ain't no tube socks around here. Nah.
His channel's name is Marvel Mania. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You not gonna let me reply to Visham's comment? Yeah, you gonna let me reply to Visham's comment?
What did he say?
He said, K-Dot, DC taking an L, bro. That Flash movie about to be dirt, especially with Ezra getting arrested, bro. It's clip from. Man,
and
look, I'm gonna keep it real.
And like I said,
Ezra's being framed.
Is the film coming out? Is it gonna come out?
Coming out.
Ezra's being framed.
We all know Ezra didn't do this stuff. He's being framed.
Take it. Listen.
If anything, that's not for the film.
I'm just saying, even if this last thing, he's completely innocent, he didn't do anything. Perception is reality. And when you have you have a history of situations, and then you add this onto it, I don't know, like, if they can even release the film at this point, because there's so many things. Yes, it's still.
I think they can release it, but they'll have to recast it.
But things have got to either he's got to like sit still and be quiet and not make any more waves for a while. Yeah. So it gets, because people forget things like that, right? They just forget. So if he stops, acting, out in ways and being aggressive, then possibly.
But everybody's already doing that with this Ezra stuff because his news comes and goes.
The time.
Actually, Ezra's news, it literally comes and goes. When he choked the girl.
True, but it's like every other day, though, man. Like,
but now
it's still being talked about.
Now this is at a rapid pace. Like he had the first incident, then it was now 2 years later. This happened in March. Not even 30 days later, here's this, right? And now we don't know. And like I said, there's not enough information. And I don't subscribe to the notion that you should make a decision without all the facts, laid out in front of you. It doesn't look good based off the history of the things that he's been involved in. I will say that, but we need more information when it comes to this, because in this situation, outside of whatever, personal situation he's going through, if now this woman has said, he's an abuser, what actually happened besides there's no content. It makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, you want me to bring it up? I got the actual TikTok and her comment to it, not just the Twitter version of the video. Got the source of the TikTok.
Okay, sure.
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I say, guys, Ezra Miller, he's being framed. Don't listen to these MCU.
I feel bad, though, because I feel like we're constantly talking about Ezra Miller, but, we got to talk about some stuff, right?
I don't think you got to feel bad, because if he keeps doing shit, and obviously we have to keep talking about it. He doesn't calm himself with this nonsense.
It's just like...
Eddie's basically just wants blood. He wants to get the pitchforks out. That's what Eddie wants.
Like I said, it's not my fault Kevin Feige is setting up Ezra Miller. That's, I don't get it. I know the Flash is going to be a competition, and that the whole slate of Marvel scared of that one movie, but still, it's like, come on, fight.
Dude, even when The Flash was first coming out, Doctor Strange 2 was going to wipe the floor with that movie, regardless if it came out this year as planned.
Nah.
I mean...
When Michael Keaton pops up, everyone like, oh my God!
Everybody...
Ain't nobody going to Michael Keaton when he got John Krasinski showing up as Mr. Fantastic.
I'm excited to see Michael Keaton come back.
I am, too. I'm just saying for the general public,
A lot of people are like, he's... they're being ageist and saying he's too old. Wow. So there is that.
People are being ageist.
Y'all got that old man. Y'all got that old man in a wheelchair in y'all movie.
Which old man in a wheelchair? You talking about Xavier?
Yeah.
Why y'all bring that old man out of retirement to do this movie, forcing him to get in that seat?
It's legend. Y'all know what Feige. It's legend.
Y'all know what Feige told him? Y'all know what Feige told him? He said, "You better get in that wheelchair, boy, and roll your wheels." That's what he told him. That's what Feige told him.
No, there's no wheelchairs, it's a hovering chair.
Yeah.
So,
but he's not going to be going forward.
He said, "Well, hover your chair."
MCU, I don't believe.
No, I agree. I agree, Kate. Poor Patrick Stewart. It makes me want to cry hearing shit like that. Feige forcing him to do this.
Nobody.
We're gonna.
But in all honesty, I think the Michael Keaton cameo and Professor X cameos are going to be both like big. Both of them, in my opinion, they're going to be big for people to see. Because you have the first Batman that technically redefined Batman in a way. And then you have a great Professor X that carried so many mediocre X-Men movies for so long.
Yeah.
Jason from Ian McKellen. And he's just been phenomenal since then. Like, he's the best live action Professor X. He's the only live action Professor X, but he's the best one.
DL says I'm apprehensive of Michael Keaton coming back, and he's my second favorite Batman.
I'm really excited for Michael Keaton to come back.
I know you're ready for me to bring it up, Ashley.
Yes, whenever you're ready. Go ahead and bring it up.
All right. Let's read the description first. So this is from Mia Solange. She said, "You took everything from me. You took everything from me. Ezra Miller is not a good human, and I can finally say so without being terrified." Now she's just literally trying to prove that they've been kicking it and doing stuff together.
Like these pictures, like they don't say anything though. Like I just thought, well, he drew on the wall and maybe.
choose some stars. Who he's summoning?
It doesn't really. I mean, there's no context here.
Context, yeah. Because like I said, what she might not even be his girlfriend. She can be like some girl he was just kicking it with, and they just like sleep around with each other.
But I mean, that's still. But if he was a,
I mean, even if he's still shitty to her, that's still not good. But
yeah, we
you know, like it depends. Else also their relation depends too. Is Ezra? He's a free spirit. He probably be around with getting with a lot of people. I mean, like men, women. Who knows? I don't think he's stuck with one person.
Not necessarily, Anthony. She says that she was getting abused by him, but wouldn't you go to court if you get abused? Like, come on. Not everyone goes to the police or in those situations. So that's not so early. The case. I mean, a lot of them, you know, and then a lot of those cases don't even make it to trial because they get dismissed or.
That's the thing too. It's also like the court, like sometimes people choose that they want to go. Personally, I feel like you should always go to the police personally, but I understand some people prefer going in the route of going to the court of public opinion, where you put something out there, you can raise awareness about what you're going through. I would say about the TikTok video and all that, though, it's so vague. Like, there's not much to go off of. The weirdest thing is like the devil imagery like drawn on the walls. I don't know what that's all about or what's going on in the car, but so little to go off of, you know. It's just like I don't know what to make of it.
Agreed. I absolutely agree.
Or this can be behind the scenes footage from the Flash. We will never know.
I know that there was some DMs or something, comments that was leaked, but other than that, I don't know.
But that video,
about
man,
this
TikTok.
Some more stuff got leaked from her.
Yeah, there's some some messages back and forth. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Yeah, but so that's part of her proof there, you know. And like I said, he might have done these things. We don't know.
You mute yourself, Ashley.
It's the month of it's like crazy time. Everybody's like fighting people. Is Eddie asleep? Like, really? Eddie, are you
not asleep?
He's laying down, but he ain't asleep.
Like his eyes were closed for a second. It's like I said, it looks like the month of in a time where everyone wants to fight, right? Will Smith goes on Oscars, slaps Chris Rock, right? Ezra is hanging out in the clubs and he's, you know, lunging at people. He's threatening to burn people alive, allegedly, you know, and throwing chairs at people. And then Mike Tyson is on a plane, right? We talked about this the other day. He's on the plane. This guy is, by somebody, he's being harassed. His situation is a little bit different because I feel like that guy was trying to get to get a reaction so he could do something just like what we're about to pull up because there's an update, right? Apparently,
I knew this was going to happen. I was seeing this in the back of my head, so I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it.
You knew he was going to do it. You knew he was going to do it.
What's your story with this? There's two.
What'd you say now? You broke up. Hello?
There's two updates. So they mentioned there's two updates. So including this, they mentioned the guy who is doing this, who's hiring a lawyer, has a criminal history of some stuff. So it's, you know, maybe this is hidden as a little some scamming shit. You know, like, you know, scam people, sue them, all that. This could be one of those type of situations.
So so he's hired a lawyer, right? And so the lawyer is shady, you know, apparently, who alleges the boxer used excessive force. RJ, what do you think about this?
That's so stupid, man. Like, come on. Again, it's just trying to drag this thing out in the court of public opinion to get this guy his 5 minutes of fame. Dude, if you're harassing somebody to the extent that you are, Mike Tyson of all people, you can't be expecting them not to fight back if you're messing with them and doing some dumb shit, you know? Like, it's just so dumb to me, man. Like, this guy is pathetic, in my opinion.
I'm curious about that, WZ, because he has gone to jail before for doing the exact same thing, prior. But I wonder now, in this climate where with social media and people recording you get to see the guy. It really feels like he's also, if he gets beat up by Tyson, A, potential lawsuit, right? B, some guys want to be like, hey, I got beat up by Mike Tyson. So it like serves both of those for him. So he wins.
I just wish this person
I feel like that's why why Tyson might not be in jail here, because of everything that's involved with this case.
Yeah.
He was obviously.
I honestly don't think this.
Even though I don't agree with like putting your hands on anyone, you got to like channel that energy unless you are being physically attacked. But in this situation, you can really tell that it was deliberate. He was trying to get Tyson to hit him, to fight him, to react to him so he could have that gotcha moment on camera, right? Yep. And now it seems like, it's been in a matter of moments now, and he's already got a lawyer and filed a suit.
Yeah. I personally don't feel like this is going to even make it to court, though. I feel like this is going to reach some kind of settlement behind the scenes, which is like, I'm going to pay you this and shut the hell up,
Dot?
Honestly, I feel like Mike would be good and none of this will stick since he was being harassed. Yes, he responded with physical violence, but there is footage out there that's Mike can say he was being harassed. He also said this dude threw a water bottle at him. That's what Mike said. I'm not saying it's true, but that's what he said. Now, the guy who is doing this, the person who's trying to sue Mike and stuff, I mean, look, I agree with Ashley. You should only use physical force if someone is trying to use it against you. But not everybody is like that. If you're messing with someone like Mike Tyson, who is known for getting violent and might go there, I mean, it's the dude that bit off somebody's ear. It's probably dumb to try and get a rise out of this individual.
And he probably knows. I'm sorry.
And also, like, I don't. And it's a common thing in society. People do this, Everybody just wants to. Am I good?
I think you're fine now.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to sue for every little thing. Like, all right, you was Mike hit you.
Doing it again.
Keep it. Like, there's the people who sue for the little shit, even if they know they're in the wrong, just to get some money out of you. And mind you, there's people who do this to bait you and do it on purpose, like this person here. This is a living example of someone who goes inside of a grocery store, purposely slips, puts up a sign, say, my neck, my back. That is this person here.
Oh, yeah, dude, there's a video, actually, that, because, like, Better Call Saul, he used to be Slippin' Jimmy, and he used to, like, run cons and act like he got hurt to get money. Right. And there's a video of a guy, they're like real life Slippin' Jimmy. He's like throws some stuff down and then he lays down on the ground. Yeah, so it's what it is. It's like a plot. I mean, he did take damage, but I feel like,
But I'm not saying everybody who sues is whacker, and I'm just saying these are people that use that abuse that ability for this to get money out of people is whack. If you're gonna sue somebody, go ahead. If you're in the right, do your thing. Do it.
Yeah, but this was a deliberate act set up. Once he realized he had this opportunity and Mike Tyson was there, right, that he could, take advantage of it, and he was being an opportunist.
Right.
Eddie, thoughts, opinions? I tell you guys.
Oh wait, come on, guys. When it comes to this, I did see the thing when it dropped. Obviously he got baited into getting physical. This guy was being annoying and harassing him during the flight. I know that sometimes when certain situations, especially when someone can gain something by you being physical or acting a certain way, it's better to just go to the people who can actually do something about him instead of just doing something yourself and just not turning the other cheek, but making sure the professional people can handle it instead of yourself. Because like I will say this, he could have killed them. I'm not gonna lie, he could have killed them. I mean, those are Mike.
Yeah,
Tyson
I mean, he's Mike Tyson
punches. Yeah, those are Mike Tyson punches. It's not like some regular guy.
I don't know. It looked like he was being gentle the way he was punching him. He didn't unleash.
Like I said, he did have like he did get like cuts or bruises or whatever on the side of his head. So there's that, but. No, I guess it makes sense for a settlement to happen, not just go to court. But no, I do think that the guy does, even though like I said, he's a baiter. He did this on purpose. He does deserve something out of it. And then Mike Tyson, I don't know what's gonna happen on his side, but it's an all around it's just a stupid situation.
Yeah, no, I like I said, it's just annoying that again, people just don't know how to act right in public, and people think that they can just like. Do this kind of thing. I know Max is in the chat being very opinionated. I don't think Tyson could have killed this guy, or that he would have killed this guy. I know he's fought and punched people before, but I'm gonna give him a little more credit. I think he was trying to like roughhouse him a little bit to get him to stop, but I don't think he would have killed him personally.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it just takes.
He was giving him those jab checks, like he was hurting him enough to like, don't mess with me again.
Exactly.
Because he was the way he was punching him, I was like, Mike isn't unleashed. He's holding back. No, because the way he was punching him and stuff, I was like, Mike wasn't throwing actual real punches. Like he was like the kind of just like jabs and stuff. He wasn't throwing punches like going in. He was holding back.
Like I said, those were still towards his head, like it's the head area. So if anything could have, killed him by accident, even if he wasn't even doing it like full.
Right, and I agree. Anything you could have killed him by accident, but even like I say, Mike didn't have to go that far. He could have just asked a flight attendant. But I'm also thinking about it like this: like, what if the flight attendants did come and told this dude to stop? Do we really think he's gonna stop? Because it don't seem like he's the type of person just gonna stop. Because when he was recording the video, he was egging it on, smiling in the camera, like, "Hey, I got punched by Mike." I know he probably kept continuing it after, and he probably kept trying to talk to Mike and stuff. I mean, hopefully they moved him to another seat. But we know on planes and stuff, once you get your assigned seat, that's your seat.
He's Mike Tyson. He's Mike Tyson.
Well, I'm talking about Mike. I'm talking about the regular dude, the guy that was. Yeah, they could have moved Mike. That dude, if that's his seat, that's his seat. He ain't moving elsewhere.
Well, I'm sure if Mike Tyson was like, "Hey, can you move this guy?" They might have moved him. But Aubrey says, just don't mess with people in general because you never know what the person is capable of.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what anybody's gonna do.
But also, you have to know yourself, and that's the thing. Is people can say things to you, and we can say, "Oh, well, this person said this to me." You have to have the strength within yourself, right, not to react to the nonsense. Because then if you do, then you know your own true power and you control that. That is more important, really, is because then it's about the other person. If you're the one putting your hands on somebody first, you know what you're capable of, and it's hard not to react. But you got to take those breaths and not make it be a physical altercation, because then you become wrong, right?
Right.
That's how I look at it. RJ?
Yeah, no, I think that's very well said, honestly. Anthony says, someone was harassing me, so they played, I'm punching them, I don't care. He's just like, I'm punching them. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I wish things didn't have to escalate to violence sometimes, but, people just got to learn how to act in public, man. That's my thing at the end of the day.
And that's, for me, Daniel, that's the part about it. It's like, like Mike Tyson took the bait, because that's all it was about. It wasn't like truly like he just said something to Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson hit him. He was deliberately trying to
But I get it though, man. When you're in that public limelight, and like someone's really messing with you, even if it is bait, sometimes it's just people have their breaking points, or just like they don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah,
and look at the setting too, where they're at. The setting.
They're on a plane.
You're on a plane.
It's very
tired. You're sleepy, and you're literally stuck and confined next to people you don't want to be next to for so many hours. Like, that's the worst time to try and bug anybody. I'm not sure if y'all seen it, Ashley, RJ, and Eddie. There's a video of this church group literally singing on a plane. If y'all seen that video on Twitter, a church group singing on the plane, literally bugging everybody. I'm not saying they can't sing their music and stuff, but it's like, we on a plane. Like, take that elsewhere. Like, do that when you get off the plane. Don't be on the plane making all this noise and being rowdy and stuff. Like, people just want to sleep and relax and chill. Watch the freaking movies or whatever that the plane gives you and chill.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say Tony. He was on a late night show, and he just one time barely jabbed, like just went like this and hit the host in the arm. He was like, "Wow, that actually hurt," and he was not joking. So imagine if he's putting any power behind those punches. Those punches hurt his face. So he worked hard for that money, I guess, that he's about to receive. And yeah, it's not going to go unless Mike, because Mike can be completely defiant. He might not want to settle, but where he's come so far, like repairing his image over the past few years, he might be willing to do that. But if Mike Tyson might not give him any money because he knows that's what he's seeking.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then I would be very, very impressed by that. But I think that obviously he's gonna. Okay, we have so many bad stories about people assaulting people. What is going on?
I don't know, man. There's something in the water lately, man. I don't know what's going on.
They said it's getting warm outside. We're about to start fighting people.
It's like everyone's like, we're finally leaving the house. We ain't locked up no more. We're having fun.
It's like they forgot. It's like, oh, pandemic's over. They didn't forget how to act, guys.
See, you know what? We need to reboot the pandemic. Not in a bad way. We need to reboot it. You know, because I kind of miss. I ain't gonna lie. I miss the lack of traffic. You know, I miss it. I mean, yeah, nobody wasn't working, but damn, I missed the pandemic.
Reboot the pandemic.
I missed it. Yeah.
So what we're gonna look at now, because we're gonna shift and not talk about another violent celebrity. Because it's like what's happened this week. Like RJ pointed it out earlier that all the stories are negative for the most part, aren't they?
Ashley, bring yours down real quick.
Bring my screen down.
Take your DMs.
You can do it. How's my DMs up?
So yeah, take them down for you.
Ain't nothing there though.
Still take them down. You just take them down. But still bring it up. Just drop the thing.
I don't even know. Here we go. There we go.
That one in the yellow suit. I was dying when I saw that.
See here. Let's look at the one in the yellow. Well, at least we got something that we can look at these images and react. So this is the concept art for Penguin. Thoughts here for this one?
No, thank you. I don't like that one. Something about that hair with the yellow don't work. I like the one we got. I saw some of the other concept arts. They looked okay. Like for a skinny version of Penguin, where it just would have been Colin Farrell. But I like the one we got. I like the makeup work and the transformation. I think that was really well done. But these are interesting to look at for sure.
So let's check out another one because I haven't seen any of these. So let's see. What else do we got? What's the next look?
Yeah. I mean, I like when we got that chunky penguin.
This one's not bad.
That one's solid.
This one's all right. Yeah, this concept art's all right. That's actually one of the costumes he wore in the movie.
Yeah. It looks very similar to the film.
He's just a lot slimmer.
It's a little bit more dapper look here, though, right? In my opinion, anyway. And then let's see. There's that one. That one looks a little bit. I think that he looks a little bit more sinister. It's just a picture, but I like that. I like the white.
I like the costume. I mean, it looks like Colin Farrell. It's a Colin Farrell look right there.
But I was thinking he looks too much like Colin Farrell, Scarface type of stuff. He's not really giving pain.
I think there's one more here, and then there's this one.
Now that one looks like Two-Face.
I do like
that looks like Two-Face.
It looks a little Two-Facey, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't really give me Penguin vibes. I like his modern zoot suit look.
Well, I like this. I like the cigar too. I like the little thing in his mouth. I don't know what you call that, cigar or whatever.
It's like a cigarette holder. You put a cigarette in it, right? It's a cigarette holder. Yeah, because it's a cigarette holder. I don't know what they're called, but but I think that they're like, I'm happy with what they got.
Yeah, I like what we got, but to see what could have been,
I don't hate Brie Larson. So I didn't like aspects. I don't hate the film Captain Marvel.
Nah, he's talking to me.
I think it's a mediocre film, and but I don't hate it. He's talking to you.
Oh yeah.
So tell us, why do you hate?
I don't hate Brie Larson. It's so he doesn't. This individual doesn't like that I didn't talk about Christian Bale making a similar comments in 2017, and I didn't even know Christian Bale made these comments, and I really don't care. I don't care about Brie Larson's old comments anymore. She said it. We moved on. Keeping it pushing. Like.
So what comments is he talking about specifically?
He made similar comments about like white men, and remember she was making comments like about white men. He made the similar ones like there shouldn't be. We have too many white people in the industry, like all that stuff, and it needs to be more diverse. Like I don't care. I don't care anymore about what Brie Larson said. Like I don't care no more. I don't care what Christian Bale said. That's happened in 2019, 2017. It's 2022. I don't care. I'm not doing videos about Brie Larson. I don't care.
And since I've known you, I've always heard like your main complaint was you didn't like the movie. It didn't have anything to do with things that Brie Larson has said before.
Like when I saw the movie, then it just became the movie. Like I didn't even like how she was promoting it. But when you look at the movie, I'm like, this ain't even a good movie. All this hyping up and talking about this, and that, and your movie didn't even come out good.
I think it was. The director. It was a mess. The script was a mess a bit, and then it had it was mainly the script and those two directors. Because those two directors, it was like fresh, new people and stuff.
Yeah.
Nia DaCosta, she's at least done some stuff.
Well, that's why I'm excited for Nia DaCosta to be popping in, because like I don't think the directors in that first film really supported Brie Larson or that movie very well, because they were so fresh off the gate and they really were newbies. Plus, I don't think the script was like the best, right? So having like new blood injected in there, a very talented writer and director, Nia DaCosta, I'm more optimistic for that sequel. I feel like that sequel is going to better define who Carol Danvers is as a character, hopefully. So
I'm just waiting for Monica Rambeau to get all the screen time. That's all I need.
I think that what she said really wasn't that bad, and people like anytime someone says, "Oh, white men," ...
Yeah, it wasn't like what she said exactly. More diversity in the workplace. Like nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but it's just the certain comments when she made comments like the press tour, like she didn't want any white people at the press tour. I'm like, you can't do that.
That's not what she really said. She said that there should be more.
She wants other people
here,
but the way she was framing it was like there need to be less white people here.
Because there's different perspectives, not, and I'm not speaking to, different, races as a collective, but a lot of times, when you look through the lens of it from someone that looks like you perceive it differently. So, more women, more other people being there. It's not like, let's cancel out this group of people. No, you just bring in more. And I think that that's what she was saying. And then a lot of people just got really triggered by it. RJ?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think her comments were inherently that bad. I think people really overreacted to it. Maybe she was a little bit too snarky in her delivery, but I understood her message. Like, I think people are just like way, way, way overblown with a lot of the Brie Larson hate, honestly. I think it's just over the top.
Yeah, that's really what it's down to, is just really the delivery. Because other people deliver the same messages, they delivered in a better way. Like trying to promote a movie. I understand she wants to, but imagine if Mark Hamill was going out there and like singling out fans and stuff, trying to promote The Last Jedi, singling out people, being a little bit aggressive with the way he's promoting the movie. Like, you know, I wouldn't really respect that, because you're supposed to promote the movie and stuff. You don't need to make it too personal. Promote the movie, talk about it. Like, don't get, because Brie Larson's making it way too personal, and stuff with how she was promoting it. Like, just promote the movie. That's it. I understand you're the first female movie, but you know, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, just imagine if Gal Gadot and them was doing the same thing promoting Wonder Woman. Like, the same exact thing. She was being aggressive about it. You know, so I was like, I can't get jiggy with this. What you doing? Just promote the movie. Don't get it too personal. Promote the movie.
Yeah.
And then by the time it all came out, the movie wasn't that good, because it wasn't even the press. It was the movie at that point. The movie was the problem.
Yeah, and what do you think about? Because it kind of leads me into the next point and a little bit of thing that I'm going to talk about and give you a few points, and then I'm going to get everyone else's opinion. When people, you know, use the word woke, right? Like, about women and diversity, right? With these films, and how it's become like this politically charged word, you know. But what does woke truly mean? Does anybody know?
No, nobody knows anymore, because that word has no meaning anymore.
And I'll explain it
to
you.
It's a buzzword.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Actually, can I say this real quick? Quick comment. This is what woke has turned to. I mentioned this on Chill Stream earlier. I'm not sure if y'all seen it. Woke has turned to the point where, like, if Boys in the Hood came out as it is today, that movie would be considered woke. Some people who are super, like, anti-woke would consider that movie woke for some odd reason. Boys in the Hood. If it came out today as it was, then people would call it woke.
Yeah.
It got into that point where, like, anything social, you can talk about anything social. It can be black struggle, anything, or even talking about the social class, of the financial class. Woke. It's like, this ain't the first time we talk about social stuff. It's how you promote the message that's the most important. But this ain't nothing new with the social stuff. Commentaries on a world like this. All these movies been doing it. Social commentaries and stuff. Like, come on.
But do we know the history of and the meaning behind the word? That's the question. And how long it's actually been around.
I mean, it's been around since long before the early 2000s.
You want to try 1931. 1931. And the term woke, what it always meant was for Black people to be, to have, you know, be conscious and mindful of the things that are happening within, you know, our race, and not in standing up for our rights, and about a history of Black people being suppressed along the way. We know that why the police were founded to begin with, to catch runaway slaves, right? And the terminology woke, the first time it was ever mentioned, actually, was in 1931 in a song called the Scottsboro Boys, right? By Lead Belly. And it told the story of 5 young Black men who had been hanging out with these white women, and they were accused of raping this woman. And so he wrote this song in 1931. And at the end of the song, and I'm going to play the clip so you can hear what he's saying. And at the end of the clip, he says, "Stay woke." And that was about being mindful about the Black consciousness in America, right? And when we talk about different words and what these different words mean and how and how they're perceived, in one class of people, a word can mean one thing, right? And then over here can mean another. Because we hear things about, you know, the N word and things like that. And a lot of the times the argument is what? Well, you all say it, but we can't. Yes, because what was the difference in the meaning of the word, right? Just like stay woke, just like woke, it was about uplifting a group of people And now it's become a politically charged message about anything that they perceive to be too progressive. And I'm not coming to this from a political standpoint, right? Because I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I'm actually a libertarian, to be fair, right? And I'm very mindful about who I vote for because I'm a Black woman and because I'm American, right? And I think that we need to be very careful about taking terms that were meant to uplift a group of people, and then we weaponize that word and it becomes something completely different. And it's now basically a joke.
Yep.
Right. And I've had several conversations, and then like when I was getting ready to look at articles, and then I saw an article, about Ron DeSantis, right? Fighting now with Disney. Have you all seen this thing with the Disney parks?
Oh yeah, it's been ridiculous. Yeah.
So that's what led me to get back to this this topic. And so Lead Belly wrote the Scott Sparrow song in 1931. All right, and at the end of the song, you hear him speak here, and he's going to you'll actually hear his words, and we'll get into what he means. And there's a few other things about being woke, and other times it's come up through history, and it's always had that same meaning about being mindful of things and what we can do to make the change, because we no longer want to be, in these situations and dealing with this and systematic racism, right? So here is Scott Sparrow Boys right here, and you can hear him right now.
The lawyer would got him out. I know him pretty good. I've met him. And he showed me the Scott Sparrow Boys. I shake hands with him. So I made this little song about down there. So I try to be a little careful when they go along through that, because they woke, keep the eyes open.
1931.
Wow. Yeah,
so that's 1931.
I was not educated on any of this. I was not educated on any of this. I did not know about that at all.
Yeah, and see, I knew, the origins of it, but I didn't know. I thought it went back to 1960s, right? Did not know that it went back farther than that. And so when we get to 1962, right? Then in 1962, Marcus Garvey, actually, I'm sorry, this is 1938. He said, wake up, Africa. And it was about global Black citizens becoming more socially and politically conscious, right? And so that is the second time that we hear it, And then later on, again in 1962, an author named William Melvin Kelly wrote an article for the New York Times, and it says, "If you're woke, you dig it." And again, it was about he dealt with vernacular and slang, and talked about what woke meant, and then about people hijacking words and making them mean something completely different. And here we are, taking the terminology woke that used to mean something else, and now it's been weaponized, and now it's a joke, right? These are the things that sometimes when we talk about, and when I'm talking about these things, I'm not talking and speaking for all Black people. I'm speaking from myself, from my own perspective, when I'm saying any of this stuff. And he also says, so I advise everybody to be a little careful when they go along through their best to stay woke and keep their eyes open. And then the next time is when it gets, to a more modern time period, is with Erykah Badu. She actually records a song that was never released. And the meaning, then it became, the meaning started gaining even more momentum, And in the song, the album was a very politically charged album. And the name of the song is Master Teacher. And in this song, I would like to play some of it, but I'm kind of scared. I don't want to do that. It says, to keep a healthy life, I stay woke. I have longed to stay woke, a beautiful world I'm trying to find. 2008. And then 2017, after the death in Ferguson, then what happens? Then the Black Lives Matter movement, they then adopt this, and then people on Twitter, hashtag I stay woke. Was still about Black consciousness and about systematic racism. But now we're in 2022, and all of that stuff has been undone, and now we're here where the word doesn't matter and it has no meaning. And for a group of people, it was a symbol of hope and trying to do our best to overcome things. And that is what I wanted to let you guys know. So there's that.
Absolutely.
No disagreements from me here.
Yeah,
and this is the thing today, because Zill said it and I understand it. I understand if you have issues with how something is promoted, but to keep calling everything woke, it's like, yeah, you lose the meaning of the word. It's like the word simp. Everybody forgot the meaning of that word. Just call everybody a simp now. I can say, hey Ashley, good job. Okay, that's a simp. Like even that word lost its meaning. Like everybody did, like you're a simp.
Yeah, if you
so many words have lost meaning.
Different sex, you're a simp.
Right. So many words have lost meanings and also have became had literally replaced other words and taken some of their meanings. It's like people changing the dictionary every day and stuff. That's why Urban Dictionary. Y'all stay up on that Urban Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember, I've had like this conversation with 4 or 5 people, and like I said, I did not know it went back that far, and I was just thinking about it while I was actually preparing to prepare the Ron DeSantis stuff, which I still I've read. I haven't finished reading all that. I got sidetracked and was like, you know what, there are a lot of governors and that are proposing bills, that are, about things being woke. All right. And it's so jarring to me that a word that is meant and was used for people who felt like that, are, left out when they don't like a specific thing, right? They get very sensitive. I'm not talking about all, then they weaponize a word and then make it take its own meaning and become something very negative, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything to say, RJ?
No, I feel like you dropped the mic on that, to be honest, Ashley. You were on top of that.
Yeah. And then we can't forget that, Childish Gambino song. Even though that song was really kind of talking, about because it also, I stay woke in the Black community also meant, be wary of a cheating spouse, but it also had that, that double meaning the song did. So hello, Isaac.
We got a woke person on this thing.
I got a Morbius shill here.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
What do you mean?
What's going on?
Hashtag restore the Morbius verse.
Oh my god. Get this woke individual out of here.
We were talking about Isaac.
Wait, what was that?
Didn't hear anything that we just went through.
Oh crap, I haven't been listening the last 5 minutes. Yeah,
you missed a great conversation about wokeness.
The history of wokeness.
The term woke, yeah, I talk a lot about that.
About how it was weaponized and what the true meaning of it and how long the word has existed in Black culture and Black consciousness.
Yeah, the
and
term
now
woke
it means something completely different. So that I'm just giving you like a general rundown of what we were talking about.
Yeah, to me the word, anytime I hear someone use that word, I kind of like, I don't take that person serious anymore because it's just been so used poorly, and it's just frustrating because it's like, for example, Indiana Jones 5 was announced, and all the article said was a woman was casted, and all of a sudden everyone was saying Indiana Jones goes woke, go broke, and I think it's just simple. Some people are a lot of the people that use woke, I don't necessarily consider them sexist or homophobic or stuff like that. I think I'm more consider them ignorantly sexist and homophobic and stuff like that. Because like I don't think they genuinely hate these people. I think it's just that they're so hidden in a bubble that to them they don't really realize societal problems. You know.
But do you understand? Do you know about the history of the word and where it comes from?
Yeah, I did hear that part. I just didn't hear the last 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, then you got it all. Yeah.
Actually, I think it got to a point where that specific group, like, they stopped being open to stuff. It's like, that Predator movie that got announced, the new one supposed to be starring a female lead. The concept of it sounds cool. I'm not sure with a female lead being in the movie, but everyone's like, well, it's like just because a woman is in a lead role, like, I mean, a woman being cast in lead role, it should be far from the problem of what a Predator movie may be. But all they did was cast a woman in a lead role. Relax. People stop just being open to stuff at this point. So I'm not saying be open to everything and give yourself onto everything, but you know, you can't not give everything a chance.
And let me be very clear. I'm also not down for, checking a diversity box and saying, hey, we need to get more women in here without you telling an authentic story instead of just selling us on an agenda. And no offense to anyone, because I know a few people did like Batwoman. For me, that show was such an agenda-based show. It wasn't really about the characters or the story that they were trying to tell. It led with, once season 2 came around, then it was more, I'm a Black woman and I'm a lesbian. It wasn't really, from what I saw, because she was just monologuing statistics in the first episode. And I don't want to see that either.
And
so I can understand when people are trying to find a word or a terminology to describe this type of stuff. Right. But I think that, so now the word woke is a joke. So I guess that's the perfect word for it. But to me, I just want to make that very clear. I don't want to see diversity for diversity's sake either. But for more women and more people of color to be getting roles, that doesn't mean less white people are getting roles. Those people still are going to be cast. There's just more roles for other people as well. Anybody got any thoughts?
Yeah, very like quiet. I said,
don't be nervous.
No, it's all good.
Anybody?
No. I mean, that's why it frustrates me with like the whole YouTube thing too, where people monetize hatred and like they monetize that use of woke and they throw out buzzwords. It's why I hate that MCU term so much. It's just so cringe to me. It's cringe.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh, but it's so cringe. Like, because I'm gonna talk about this more tomorrow on my first episode of Marvel Mania. But it's just like it's just so funny watching the reactions of the Thor trailer because it's made grown. It's made grown.
What's up?
It's made grown men cry. Like they're so fragile in their own masculinity that they're so frightened by the mere idea of a woman wielding the hammer. Like, why do you care so much?
The thing about that too is obviously the people who are spilling that when making videos, whatever, obviously they're doing that for a monetization gain. They don't believe in any of this shit. But what aggravates me is the real people who actually believe this. Like you see in the comments, thank you for bringing this up. I can't believe you haven't talked about this sooner. The Marvel or whatever else is ruining, this and that with woke politics or whatever else they say. And it's like, how can you people believe this shit? It's just a person bitching about someone being in a trailer for seconds. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? But I don't know. There's lots of the term woke has been just overused so much, and it's changed the terminology. Now it's about anything that's considered woke is either someone who isn't white, a female, or whatever else you could use. It's like that's not where really it was before that. And it's like I just don't understand how people can just believe this because it is in a way it is hate. It's just that they so people who actually spell that hate use it in a way where if you try to make a claim of them being maybe sexist or misogynist or whatever, they'll be like, well I'm just talking about what I believe is happening. These are my opinions. Yes, I'm probably being hyperbolic about it, but I'm not saying anything like it's like them being those certain terms while actually saying the real shit that will get them in trouble. So in a way, you can't really prove it at all. I guess if you know what I'm trying to say.
They can basically use a certain side. They bullshit that they actually believe.
Whoa, who's that?
I'm muted him.
Oh.
Anzo, welcome. Did you hear anything that we were talking about?
Oh, absolutely. I was trying to sleep, and that's why I came in, because you were absolutely 100% on point with everything you said about the word woke. K-Dot was like, oh, Boys in the Hood would have considered woke, but that's what that movie was at the time.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about if it came out today.
But when they with the weaponizing of the
people
word.
now will be saying, "Oh, this movie looks woke." Blah blah blah. Like if that movie came out today, there'd be a bunch of these people, anti-woke people saying, "This is woke." Blah blah blah. Like,
but that was what it was supposed to be at the time. It was a woke.
I agree.
Definition, you know what I mean? And now, like I said, what they do is because that's how we used it to try and wake people up. They take it from us and they minimize the word by using it for something else, negative, and they take away from the real meaning of what that word means. So I 100% agree with everything you said.
Yeah. We respond. Yeah. Isaac, you're good. Hey, Dot, just talk Dot for a second while I type this.
Well, I said this on Chill Stream and I've seen it. I'm not sure if Isaac or Eddie seen it. He probably did. But there's a guy who made a video complaining about Tessa Thompson in her one scene, like,
oh yeah,
not smiling, and then he had a picture of like the 9 of Tessa Thompson. It was the same part of her with just chilling and sitting, and I'm like, that's one scene from the movie. She might just be in a meeting and she's bored, and she might smile in the next scene after. Like,
he also
it's one scene from the trailer.
He also called her the C word.
Why?
Wait, I think I know what video you were talking about.
Yeah, the one that we reacted. We remember
Neo versus Babyface.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that guy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, why did you call her a cunt though? Sorry, C word.
You can. I'm not gonna say that word.
Oh, okay. Oh, what? Well, why did he call her that?
Well, to be fair,
she was in a movie and he was watching a trailer, and she's the king of Asgard, and she's strong woman. Hear me roar, and he can't handle it because he can't deal with it. I don't know. It could be because she's a bisexual character, or she's a king, or whatever his issue.
He doesn't even know why. He just wants to throw that word out there. She didn't even do
anything,
Well, they keep making. The worst thing is, real quick, I just want to mention Neurotic in his video. He put up a picture of Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, like the meme of her face looking bored, and made an assumption saying, "Oh, you're gonna feel as bad as like the HR guy who had to like go down dirty to get the role." I'm like implying that she had to sleep to get the role of Valkyrie. I'm like, screw you, dude. Like trying to imply these actors are sleeping with people to get roles. Like what?
Right. And look, for me, right, I don't like that Valkyrie is the king of Asgard, but it's not because she's a woman. It's because of writing reasons. Like, we just get introduced to her in one movie, and then next movie you make her the king of Asgard, which is a big thing to put her in. Like, that's just down to writing. That ain't because she's a woman. Lady Sif could have been led Asgard. That would have made more sense than Valkyrie. But it's not because she's a woman of why I wouldn't want her to be king. That'll be my last reason of why a woman couldn't be in that type of role. The
reason why I don't care about that is because I know she's probably not going to be the king of Asgard for long, right?
Yeah,
Thor's going to take it over. So,
and even if she is, I mean, that doesn't mean that Thor's not going to be there. Just because Mighty Thor's in the movie, he doesn't mean that she's going to take over the film, and it's going to be all about her. It's just like you all need to relax and calm down a little bit. It's just like anytime that anyone is interjected into these films and these specific groups, that they get hyper offensive, like that they feel like that they're going to be cast aside. No, you're going to be fine. Other people just need a shot too, guys. Right?
It can't work that way though. That will fuck with their money if they calm down about it. I mean, that's the truth.
No.
That's the truth about it.
I mean, of course, the people on YouTube, they're in specific people. They're using it to, you know, is their propaganda and to push their own narrative, right? Along the way, and it's really, they know that there's a sect of people that, you know, get angry and riled up about these things, and people like, you know, to watch stuff, you know, that's drama related and hate fueled, and so that's why they get the clicks, and so they double down on a lot of this stuff. They might have said one thing that could have been perceived okay, and then they take it to the next step. That's what it is, right? I mean,
right.
Candace Owens did it herself.
And the thing with diversity, right? You know, I understand with a lot of jobs, people do get into certain jobs because they know the right people. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you know somebody, they can hook you up. Boom, that's what happens. But I've always been on the thing, you should always hire somebody that got the skill, that is skilled with this job, and they know what they're doing. Don't just hire them based off of what they look like, because that's kind of even disingenuous. Because this person might be going in thinking like, "Yo, they respect my skills and stuff," and then you get the realization, oh, they only hired me because of what I look like, not because of my skills that I worked hard to gain, so I can do this job. You know, it's going to like diminish what they think their worth is.
And then it harkens back, to the point that I was making. I don't want to just see a woman in a film just because she's a woman, you know, because then you're leading with your own agenda and you're checking off your box, you know, to so you can fill a spot that you need. You got to, which, you know, these studios are going to do that, but you also have to tell a story that's, you know, authentic, and then it's just not, you know, lip service at the end of the day. You know, you have to give us something outside of things like Batwoman, because then that stuff fails, and then it goes into, you know, that box for them. Oh, see, it's just, you know, it's all going to be just like this, right? Because specific things, they're more focused on the specific attributes of the character instead of a character arc, and what is this character going to go through during in the context of this story that they're trying to tell us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's like the whole woke debate about what's woke and what's not woke, and like, oh, this story. At the end of the day, maybe this is just simple-minded to me. I just want a good story. Just tell me a good story with good characters and just good writing, and whatever message you want to push in that. I really don't care. Just make it a good story. Like, I love these characters. Make me love the characters. Make me love what you're actually doing with this property. If that makes sense.
And also with DC and Marvel, like, it's both of them. I don't know why none of them are not utilizing this, because they're not the comics, right? They can literally create new original heroes, like movie original. Because look at the Batman animated series. Harley Quinn is not a real comic book character. She was created in that show, ended up in the comics. Like, DC and Marvel could both be doing that. Like, just make a new random hero for the MCU. I'm not saying you gotta make them better than everybody else, but just, you can literally make a new random hero, put him as a side character in the movie to join another character. Boom.
I agree with that sentiment, but there's always.
I'm not saying they have to, but they can. Perfect opportunity with spin-off units.
I agree, but there's always a flip flop with that, because there's the same people who say that.
Yeah.
Once they actually do it, they still complain, saying, "Oh, this character was already."
It happened in BVS.
Why didn't you put this character in there instead of that one?
Hold on. What did you say, Isaac?
It happened in BVS. Remember the guy at the beginning that died? If you go watch a lot of the reviews, a lot of people were complaining that guy wasn't from the comics.
Who?
He was the guy that like prayed before he died. Oh. I think his name was just Jack or something like that.
Mm.
And a lot of reviews were saying, "Oh, how come they didn't just put a comic book character or something like that?"
Right, and then if you create a character, it's going to be like, well, why didn't you put this character instead of creating a character? You know what I mean?
I mean, I do say
and that's but you can. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
and this is my thing to them, if that's the case, these movies ain't the comics, because these movies take like probably 5 or 2 things for the comics, and then the rest is just all original.
I agree with you, kid.
I'm fine with that as long as they make a good story.
Yeah, but they say all the time.
And real quick, Ashley, real quick, let me say this. Remember when they announced the Marvel New Warriors? Those is new original characters. This totally fine me. I didn't care. But the way these characters was described, horrible. I was like, oh my gosh, these is horrible. A guy who had the power to Google things, safe space, and
Snowflake, I think.
Again, they were leading with an agenda.
And then they had Dora the Explorer.
With the agenda.
Yeah, it's like she has a magic backpack.
And when you lead with the agenda and you don't lead with the story and try to naturally, incorporate those characters in, that's what you get. You get
like, and if you're gonna make new characters, make them cool. Make them cool. Like, don't make like Dora with a magic backpack. Like, that's not cool.
Well, it's also to make a non-binary character literally made Snowflake in safe space.
Yeah,
what are you doing? That's insulting. It's insulting.
Yeah, it is. That Chillmonger says her name was Trailblazer, you hooligans.
Well, that project was not trailblazing nothing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's a reason you never heard of that project again after that video announcement.
I mean, the names were pretty is this a joke?
Well, also, too, the one character, the funniest one is that he got his powers because of his grandfather's experimental internet gas. That was the tagline. He got his powers from his grandfather's magical internet gas. It's like, shit, did his grandpa fart on him or something? Like, what?
Hey,
I remember doing that video. That video was so fun to do, talking about that shit.
Alita Bad Angel says, "Does anyone really care about the New Warriors? It was always a joke. The newest thing I read was Sam Wilson's Captain America run from 2015. But outside of now, the last 2 things that I read, which was Thor's Black Winter, and I'm reading The Death of Doctor Strange right now. But there was a time and period where either I recycle and read old stuff, or I wasn't reading anything at all. But I'm trying to get in the habit of making sure I'm reading new stuff at the moment. But I didn't even read anything about the New Warriors. Doc, what were you gonna say?
And this is my thing. I'm not gonna act like I was gonna buy a New Warriors comic day one and read it. It's just when I saw it and I just look at it from a glance, man, this is what the creatives are doing. This is what they can creatively think of that's they thought in their heads was somehow interesting. Just from the premise, it's this ain't even interesting. None of these characters is tight. None of these are cool. I'm not saying they can't eventually become something good. I wasn't gonna buy the comic anyways, but just the premise, get some better creators. Get better creators. You got people coming up with that. I mean, you're not going to be by this time. At this point, if they have creators like that, they have no choice but to stick to using the old characters for ever and ever and ever. That has already been established.
But also, even when I talk about, diversity and bringing, new people into these films, I do sometimes, I don't necessarily like when there is a race swap or gender swap. Sometimes I can get on board with it once I see it on screen, but I'm always like, I want the characters to look like they should on the page. But with specific characters, it works a lot of the times. And so I'm not against it necessarily. It's just I'm always a little apprehensive. And then if it's done well, then I don't even think about it.
I don't know. It depends for me. I can't be a purist of liking, exactly how he looks in the comics. Mm-hmm. But I think for me, at least, and probably for some people, general audience, it's well, if I don't know anything about the character, or they were D-list characters anyway, or C-list characters, then who cares if they get gender or race swap? It's the thing with Eternals. Oh, they were race and gender swap.
Yeah.
And
ridiculous. You don't even recognize the characters.
Look, I'll say this: I'm pretty sure not a lot of people knew about the Eternals in the first place. It's the same thing with I don't know, but it's like in a smaller scale. It's like
The
the same
general
thing with
audience.
yeah, it's like the same thing
Yeah.
with the new gods at DC. People were like, who the hell are those people?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I think it wasn't. I don't think it's that's the weird part. People don't care about these characters, or at least a big enough of them don't care about these characters until that something like that happens. And they're like, "Oh, that's ruining the source material." Well, you didn't even know who the fuck they were in the first place. So why are you complaining? I mean, this is a whole
Remember when they complained about Peacemaker?
It's a whole new interpretation. So I guess you just have
I
to.
ain't never heard of Peacemaker. I'm like, where all these Peacemaker fans come from? This something ain't right. It came out the woodwork.
Thomas explained.
They didn't complain until James Gunn said about it, which was when around like the last episode was coming out. So it's like none of them knew that James Gunn wasn't following the comics, so therefore they didn't really even know from the start.
See, I didn't even know that people. What did they get upset about him? What were they upset about exactly with that?
Well, mainly people was upset about Vigilante because, to be fair, and James Gunn kind of did take too far. Vigilante's not a real comedic character, but I didn't have too much issue with it because gave him a comic accurate costume. He was a badass. He was actually doing way more than Peacemaker. I mean, he's coming in clutch for him in the show. I was like, I'm okay with him kind of being funny because at least he can back up whatever he's doing and stuff. He's like, he was a great sidekick and all that. I was like, he's solid. Yeah, he could have been a little bit more serious and crazy. Well, he's already crazy, but he could have been a little bit more serious. But you know, he came out good overall. It's not like James Gunn made him goofy and he's just whack in general. Like he can't fight, he can't do nothing. He's he was goofy, but that motherfucker can fight.
And I also have to agree with Eddie. If I never was on YouTube and I didn't know that these Eternal characters were race banned, I would have never known, would have never cared. You know what I mean? Because I know nothing about Eternals comic books, so it's like, oh, they were race bent. Oh yeah, or gender bent. Oh, okay. Because I don't know them, so normies don't really care. It's mostly us who follow comic books and stuff like that actually care about that stuff, but normies don't really care. That's why for me, race bending or gender bending doesn't really bother me.
I think it would have worked well if it could have been executed better in the Eternals. Maybe it would have worked for me. I mean, you have, Selma Hayek was Ajax as a race swap character, one of the characters, and she really didn't do much.
Wasted in the movie.
I don't know because the way these people run it is a build up. They go after, they attack it for months until the actual premiere of the movie or whatever else. So it's like that was already changing the perspective or how people were perceiving the film altogether when it comes to Eternal. So people are already they were already on board to hate it, hate watch it, I guess, in a certain way. Like I don't know, it's hard to change people's minds where there's like months of just attacking it just for simply, people being gender and race swapped, I guess.
But once you get to the root of it, like the biggest problem with the Eternals, it's not even the first problem was them announcing in general that, the first news we hear, we got the first gay kiss, like nobody cares about that. But it ended up just like Captain Marvel being the writing. The writing was the biggest problem. It wasn't even the woke, though, none of this woke shit that they complained about. It was the writing. Arishem, one of the characters in the movie, biggest plot hole in the whole movie. He just standing there he literally can stop Cersei from doing what they're doing. He knows what she's thinking. He's just standing there and doing nothing. It's like, it's the writing that's the problem, not even the woke stuff that's in it.
Yeah, no, it's like that's kind of fucked up that, people can't even, like, I'm sorry, but this, that stuff exists. People are gay or bisexual or whatever. It's like the fact that you use the word woke when it comes to stuff like that is actually a real world thing. It's kind of sad, to be honest. And something else I was going to mention too.
Hey, Eddie, the gay couple, Fastos, they had a better romance than Cersei and Icarus. That sex scene was so dry, it was trash. That was the worst sex scene I've seen in any movie ever.
I hope they never do that again.
To be fair,
I walked away. The actor did reveal the kiss, not Marvel Studios. That's actually true.
Yep.
I mean, the thing about it too is that's the thing that happens, obviously, and I hate how Marvel or Disney, just does it. They, with other countries that think that stuff is disgusting or they don't deem it fit for their audiences. Obviously, Disney
speaking of which, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will not be in Saudi Arabia. Due to
Egypt, I think too.
They disbanded.
Yeah, America's shot.
Well.
Yeah,
there's a third country. Did they say a third country? That won't be apparent.
Pretty much most of the Middle Eastern countries are not going to get the movie now because they refuse to cut out America Chavez.
And and Disney took a stance there. So it's like I think that a lot of times, that's the easy fix, that the studios will cut that stuff out. So a lot of times, part of the issue going back, to that term woke or checking that diversity box as you so will, which I don't like, is that it seems a lot of time like it doesn't seem authentic or real because they do very little so they can cut that footage out, for these other markets.
Right.
And so go ahead, Anzo.
No, you're absolutely right, because I believe they were going to cut out the kiss for China, right?
The one in Eternals?
In Eternals, yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't.
Yeah, no. But if it was to show up,
but they would have cut it out. And that's why it comes off as race baiting. A lot of the, not race baiting. Gay baiting. Excuse me.
Queer baiting.
Queer baiting.
Yeah, queer baiting. Yes, queer baiting. I can't speak, guys. You know that.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, what about that? I remember that. I remember this.
Yeah, they're saying Michael Myers was like a conservative icon or something.
I remember that.
Yeah, because he killed Little John and Big John.
Yeah, he killed a gay couple. He killed kids.
Yeah.
He killed all the women.
No.
Fighting white supremacy.
Yeah.
That's why it's so stupid, because that's what Michael Myers does. He kills people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you are.
He doesn't even speak.
Yeah, and see, that's the other side of it, right? We see the one side who weaponizes the word woke, right? And makes it be this vile thing. And then on the other end, white supremacy, Michael Myers, headline.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all not see the insanity of that?
No, they see it, but they choose to ignore it.
It's just like, what is happening? Why is it? How is Michael Myers a white supremacist? Because he kills some characters in a movie, and he kills everybody that comes along.
He wears a white mask.
Yeah, right.
Hey, he wears a white mask. It means white power, y'all.
Oh my god,
it's ridiculous.
I will say that not to add to the conversation, but I'm pretty sure he did kill more black people than white people in Halloween Kills. But that is what it is. No, he is.
Michael?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Y'all saw what he did. Well, y'all saw what he did to that black woman.
That poor black woman, man. That was the worst death in the movie too.
I do want to say this,
but she did her husband worse though.
We gotta have a timeout real quick. Okay. Winburn, I appreciate you being here and making your comments, but I'm going to say this. If you are going to continuously spam the chat and direct comments at the dot here, I'm going to have to time you out, okay? And then if
let me make it clear too. I'm not bothered by it, but it's like Winburn. I know your comments are even the ones that you're not saying towards me, they're at me. I don't care about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson. I don't care about Brie Larson and Christian Bale's comments about white men. I don't care about those comments.
I will say, Winburn, if you have a real, true blue issue that you would like to discuss and you want to link and you want to have a conversation, then we can do that. But we're not going to spam a chat and talk about something. We're not talking about that. So he's spamming it and talking about, we talked about Captain Marvel, right? And now we are moving on. So we appreciate it if you would not do that. Thank you. Go ahead. I just ruined that. You were speaking.
He stands for equality, everyone. Michael Myers has a lot to say.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I was about to say something. Was it Eddie?
No, it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nah, he did the white husband way worse than the black woman. I mean, she got stabbed in the neck. That's messed up. But she was literally taking the knives.
Didn't he accidentally make the woman shoot herself though by accident?
Yeah, he did.
Was the black woman the first one to die?
Nah, she was the second.
No.
The white husband died first.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so
She got
She was
wounded.
the second then in
She
the
was the
movie.
second.
Like she was the
She
second
was
one
the
to die.
second.
Okay. So at
Actually,
least we
technically,
moved
she's
some.
not, because don't we see the flashback scenes first?
Oh yeah, the flashback scenes. Yeah, forgot about
So
that.
he actually kills the people in the flashback scenes first.
Well, because before, they're at that bar at the movie beginning. They're at the bar, and then it changes to them being in the ambulance, and Michael's getting ready to come out of the fire and stuff.
It's such a bad movie. I can't believe we're like really discussing the plot points. Of this
I like
I
it.
was gonna say.
I didn't like it as much as
Better than No Way Home.
Second.
It's better than No Way
No,
Home.
it is
No,
not.
no,
Okay.
no, that's
No, I agree, Kados. If anything,
bad.
Michael Myers should have been the main villain of No Way Home. It's the Green Goblin.
Oh my god.
Eddie, stop the cap. You told
I
me.
have all the Michael Myers actors
You know
all
what's
make a
really funny?
movie.
You know what's really funny about Eddie? This man is like trashing No Way Home. This man told me he cried watching it.
He liked it.
He
liked
cried
it.
watching it.
I cried on only one scene, but that's the only tear it got out of me.
When did I ever say I cried, RJ?
You said you cried during No Way Home.
Eddie also cried during the Martha scene in BBS.
Well, to be fair, Isaac, I was crying during the Martha scene, and I was crying during the Martha scene in BBS as well, but only because of how bad it was. It literally was so
Some
bad. I
people
was
don't
crying,
appreciate
like,
art when it's in
why?
front of them.
It was so bad. I was crying, thinking to myself, "My God, what have they done to DC?"
Shifty says, I traded a digital copy of Halloween Kills for Pinocchio a few hours ago. Upgrade.
RJ, don't speak about my cult like that.
You know, No Way Home is fire, bro.
Right. This is the thing, right?
Belongs to the fire, yeah.
When I watched No Way Home and the scene I cried in,
I wish you were here to.
I'll be honest.
To crush this nonsense.
I was like, I was already feeling down before I went inside the movie. So really, they didn't get no reaction out of me in No Way Home. I was already feeling down. I was kind of sad and stuff. So technically, I was already sad. So the movie really didn't do much.
You're making excuses.
Nah, I'm being real. I was probably
you're
sad.
making
I know something happened that day. I can't remember what
I
it
know
was.
nothing in the
I know I
Batman
was sad
made you
and I was
tear
down.
up, though.
You cried. You have to go watch the movie.
No, I know nothing in the Batman made you tear up, though.
Yeah, that part when
no emotion in that movie. Trash.
That I cried when Alfred was in the hospital. I was like, damn, Alfred.
Not for
me. I
mean, that part was sad. You,
no,
yeah,
it was
you
not.
cried when Morbius.
Yeah, because I wish there was more time.
No, it makes sense why people resonate with
That's
DC
Isaac's
more.
favorite post-credit scene.
Morbius was better than the Batman.
See,
no,
he's one of those guys.
No.
Yeah, Morbius was better than the Batman.
No.
Yeah, you're bugging.
Morbius is better than Black Widow.
Speech right there, man.
No, it wasn't. No, it's not.
No, it's better than Batman, hands down.
I actually did prefer Morbius over Black Widow, and I like Black Widow.
It's not better than.
I said
He said the Batman might be the best made boring movie I've ever seen.
What?
Definitely
You
was.
know what I saw today? I saw the.
So I enjoyed it. Go ahead.
I saw the craziest thing today. Somebody said somebody said the Batman was too long, right? I kind of find out. I looked at their bio. I was like, "But you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League? How is 3 hours too long for you?" They said 3 hours is too long for them to watch the 4-hour movie. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
because Justice League was 10 times better. That's why.
Even Endgame was 3 hours, and he was a Marvel fan
better.
too. He wasn't just a Snyderverse fan. He was a Marvel fan. He liked Endgame. He had Endgame in his bio and shit.
10 times better. Okay,
And Batman's shorter than both of them.
Those movies don't feel like the amount of time they are. The Batman felt like it was a 10-hour movie.
I agree with that though.
It does feel long.
But I did love the Batman.
Y'all need some CGI and visual effects and all that stuff and jokes.
Don't say y'all. Anzo has his reasons why he does.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Anzo and people like Anzo. They want that CGI. They want that action.
You're also okay. But let's talk about you and your type real quick.
What? My type?
Mm-hmm.
You and your type. You and your type are the ones that's like, oh, No Way Home is so fun. I loved it.
But yet repping for the chipmunks.
60 days later,
Oh my
God. They're over here like, this is a horrible shot. This movie is trash.
Wait, that
and then the same people like be capping and saying that the Dark. I mean, I know you don't care about the Dark Knight, Anzo, But think about it, it's the same people that was like, oh, this movie is such a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, it's trash now.
I don't even be doing that. Hold up.
Yes, you do.
I gave No Way Home a 7 out of 10.
Wait, give that movie
another
why a
superhero
7?
movie comes
A
out.
7?
I'm
Wait,
between
which
a 7
movie?
and an 8 for No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
It ain't better than Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Good lord.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Braille says the Batman is overhyped. Hi, Nate. Welcome.
See, this is the thing, right?
I mean, we can all.
Matt Reeves gave y'all something good, and y'all don't know how to act. This is crazy, right? Matt Reeves gave y'all cinema, and y'all know how to act. This is the problem with the world today.
Yeah, no,
I guess they're not big Nirvana fans.
I agree.
That too.
Like I said, I guess some of these people are just used to getting fucking 27% scores on Rotten Tomatoes and shit. Like I understand this logic, man. It's crazy.
Man, I got this, Crave. It's like a streaming service, right? And it has a little HBO Max part. So I clicked on it and I seen, the Batman, Uncover the Truth. So I'm like, or Uncover the Mask or something like that. So like, maybe some documentary on the Batman. So I said, let me see what this is about. So I clicked on it, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, wait, this is the movie. And I was like, oh, hell no. Clicked it off and watched something else.
Yeah.
Honestly, should have watched it, man.
Absolutely
I've been rewatching so many scenes from the Batman.
Me too.
I cannot.
That movie go hard, man.
Well, people just don't appreciate masterpieces these days.
That's what I said about Morbius.
Morbius is a masterpiece compared to the Batman. I'm right there with you, brother.
Not even
Morbius is from the Bible.
This is from Fred Burns. I wonder who that is. I don't know if this Fred Burns is. Nice name. Nia DaCosta says in her Candyman interviews that she made sure no black people were killed in Candyman. Because in OG Candyman, too many black people were killed. I mean, that's fine. Look, in horror movies, look, I don't think you should discriminate. Everybody should get to smoke. Black, white, crippled, blind,
Candyman,
Mexicans.
Everybody should be able to get it in these horror movies and stuff. Everybody get messed up.
I gotta go back and watch Candyman. They didn't kill no black people in Candyman.
I know. I'm trying to think outside of him.
Right.
I haven't seen Candyman yet.
Yeah, no.
But there's one horror movie that's underrated that people don't give a lot of respect. Jason Goes to Manhattan. They have a black character in that movie that fights Jason.
Oh, shut.
There's a black character in the movie that goes head up with Jason, fist hand to hand. He don't play no games.
I remember that.
And doesn't he get wrecked?
But he fought. He put in work. He fought.
I can't believe
I will say this, Shan, this is a different take on it, so it's interesting.
Is it a continuation or was it a remake?
It continues the same mythology.
Yeah.
It's a continuation, but it's a different take on the Candyman story. So it's like I think that you might have a different feeling about it. I think it preserves the way you'll feel about the classic films. And in this film, because it's not a remake, it's a continuation of the same story.
Because they talk about things that happened in the first movie.
Yeah. So it's good. You should check it out.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I watched it, I was quite bored. Just because I think it was just the mood. I wasn't into it. But really, when I watched it the second time, I actually enjoyed it. And that ending is pretty good, the way it ends. Sad, but a good ending.
I think I'm going to watch it again because I've only seen it once.
Yeah, I've seen it twice now. I just recently watched it the second time. And it's actually, it stands up as a good film. I mean, I don't know if, that work is enough because she's not, directed a lot of projects for her to direct the new Captain Marvel film, but we'll see what she does, because like before that she directed The Woods. Is it The Wood or The Woods? I can't remember the name of the movie, which was an indie film. So yeah, Vishan, check it out for sure. Belle's here. Hey, Belle. You're just chilling, talking about random.
Don't give that BVS a shield no love. That's a BVS shield.
Yeah. See,
I'm right here.
He does it to me. He does it to Belle. You see how he victimizes
No, I
women
agree
in
with him.
fandoms?
Oh my god.
I
They
agree
don't
with
like.
him. BBS simps are worse than Marvel simps, man. I don't even want to fuck with that.
Wait,
Talk.
whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Since I watched the Batman movie,
I'm
and
sorry.
I keep falling asleep on that boring riddle.
BVS was better than the
Riddler.
Batman.
I'm sorry, Eddie, but Batman kills.
Look, BVS puts me to sleep. No, it didn't put me to sleep. I can stay for it, but it definitely put Ashley to sleep.
Oh
She
yeah.
Funny. Do I have it?
Let's talk about. Has everybody seen
I'm caught up.
episode 4 of Moon Knight? Is everybody caught up? Because last time we couldn't talk about it. RJ, are you caught up? Because that'll be a good.
He watched it before all of us.
Oh yeah, he'll be right back. I forgot. He's gonna be
Yeah.
right. Has everybody seen it outside of RJ?
Mhm.
So we'll discuss it a little bit. Dot, what were your thoughts on episode 4?
I mean, I didn't dislike it at all. It's just I don't like this weird constant confusion they're trying to keep up. Like, I get what they're doing, but it's like you only got like 2 episodes left, and you're still like purposely trying to confuse us and throw us off. Like, I get it, but it's like, it got to like 2 episodes left. Are you gonna keep doing this until like the 5th episode, or even half of the 6th episode before the finale? But I think the episode was bad. I like Layla in the episode. I liked her and Steven, little, lovey-dovey type of stuff going on. I really did like that. Freak Steven for freaking ruining his opportunity of getting a kiss. Steven, he just had to say something and ruin it. Freaking buzzkill. I like seeing
the kiss. He ended up getting kissed.
But the first time, remember he said, Mark, he's like, Mark wouldn't do. I'm like, man, keep your mouth shut. Let her kiss you. I like seeing those supernatural creatures that we saw. The only part where I was like that was kind of like iffy to me, that I wasn't really vibing with, was that conversation Layla and Arthur was having across where they was across the way from each other. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really, the dialogue with that dude back and forth wasn't really catching me, because it seems like Arthur just be teleporting everywhere. He just be all over the place, just getting like he be getting everywhere. He just like
that Kane just like
I'm like, you conveniently right there.
He like acts like it's a clutch. He just goes like that.
He be all over the place. I'm like, this man can move. He probably be teleporting.
I put a message in the private chat for you, Dot. Anzo, so episode 4.
Yeah, wasn't a big fan of it for some reason.
What was it about it that you really just didn't like?
I don't know. I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch it again before the roundtable tomorrow, because I think maybe stuff with Layla wasn't, or Layla, whatever the hell her name was. I wasn't feeling that too much, And then there was little things like, when she's walking on the ledge, and then just as she jumps off, it breaks, and those kind of things. And I was just like, eh. Then it grabs her from the shadow, and she kills that creature, whatever the hell that thing was. Hope we get some explanation to find out about it. But I don't know, man. It just didn't click with me this episode.
But. Eddie?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Real, true blue thoughts and opinions, too. Okay?
Damn, I
just gotta remind you. Sometimes.
I keep telling you, these are my opinions and truths, though.
No,
Kevin Feige sent them a generous check.
You have admitted before that you like things, so continue.
Go ahead, you keep it 110%.
I'm with my mind, my heart, and my soul. This is my true words, man. So when it comes to Moon Knight, I'm just
a shill, man. For DC, he can't. Keep going.
Eddie loves BVS.
I know I don't. Fuck that trash.
Come on, you wish Batman killed more.
No, I don't. I do not. But in terms of Moon Knight, I just been so underwhelmed with the series. I don't know what it is. I think sometimes it just feels inconsistent to me, or like it's like I swear. I know people say I'm smoking when I say this, but it's like they try to force in that that controversy that criticism about how MCU stuff they like force in humor for no reason when they shouldn't have to. And like serious like moments or whatever else. Like I really feel it with this show. Like they do that sometimes. But even with that, we barely even know anything when it comes to the backstory. We don't know shit about the backstory. And there's only 2 episodes
I'm
left.
telling you, last 2 episodes.
Would that fix everything? That I'm sorry, like I'm starting to agree with Grace Randolph when she came out with that review and people were shitting on her, saying the first episode was good, and after that everything else was ass. Like
I agree. Like I agree with. I mean, not. I won't say. I don't think.
I wouldn't agree that everything's.
I won't say it's. I won't say
not that way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, Isaac. Tell me what your thoughts and your opinions on episode 4 are. What did you think of episode 4?
I've quite liked the series so far. I don't, I'll admit one thing I'm sad about is that WandaVision was so good that every other show has kind of, because when I saw WandaVision, my assumption was, oh my god, if this is their first show out of the gate, I can already see K-Dot's face. If they start off the gate with this, I can imagine the rest. But I haven't felt that yet. I mean, a little bit with Loki. I love the first episode, but Moon Knight, I love the first episode. 2, 3, and 4 were alright. RJ kind of hyped me up about the ending of episode 4. It wasn't all that shocking to me. It's just like the series has been alright, but it's not like I'm not waiting every Wednesday. I just, it's alright. That's about it.
RJ, are you back?
Yeah,
Yay.
I'm back.
So
Yeah.
what were your just general thoughts on episode 4, and we'll like get into a few specific.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I liked it a lot. It's probably my favorite episode since episode 1. I really liked the whole exploring, the going in the tomb kind of thing. It was really interesting. Reminded me a lot of like Indiana Jones or the Mummy movies. I love the horror vibes that we'll get into. Like very much like they tried being a little more scary, which I really appreciated. The last 10 to 15 minutes were really a mind bender. I love that. It threw a new wrinkle into the plot. I'm really interested to see where things are going. I think this next episode is really going to dive into the backstory and the who really this guy is, really who Mark Spector is at the core of him. His backstory, who he is, the multiple personality things, where that stems from. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, is the show perfect? No, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's better than Hawkeye. So there's that.
I can agree.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Why?
Well,
better than Hawkeye.
I don't think it's better than Falcon and Winter Soldier, because this is the thing with me.
No, it's not.
Falcon and Winter Soldier for like
Pieces of the show
5 episodes have kept me way more interested in general than Moon Knight. Like, I'm not saying Moon Knight is not. I think it's better than Hawkeye. I think it's better than Loki so far. But
and WandaVision.
I want to say this.
WandaVision has some entertainment value to it. It's kind of keep me in to a slight degree.
Moon Knight, the first episode, I was like, okay, I like this. I like it. But like I said, the voice of Khonshu was really annoying to me in the first episode. The second episode, by that time I hated that voice, and in the third episode, I felt like it. I just kind of like, to me, the third episode was the weakest. And episode 2, actually, for me, was okay at best. Episode 4 is my favorite so far out of all the episodes, and I just feel like a lot of the things, like tonally, it doesn't fit at times. Like, I get, everybody's gonna say, oh, it's the MCU, of course there's jokes there, but some of the jokes that are in the show are very jarring, just because it doesn't feel like it fits with the overall tone. And I feel like if they wanted to add those jokes in here, they could have went with a more of like a dry humor, and I think that it would have fit the tone overall, the Moon Knight, a lot better than the stuff that we see with Mr. Knight, because all of that's ridiculous. To me, Khonshu's voice is ridiculous.
Actually, remember when I saw the trailer and I said I was getting some like Netflix Daredevil vibes for some reason? Like, there's those vibes. Like I said, there's hints of those vibes in there, but like you said, with the humor and stuff, when they do use it, it's like it's really not needed for this type of show. Not this show in particular.
And I agree with WZ too right here. He says, whatever happens in the next episode will make or break the series for me. That's how I feel. Just because, and I felt that way about Loki. And then the later episodes made me enjoy the show. And I was like, okay, I'm on board with Loki. but there were a lot of things in the beginning, like the stuff in Loki that I really didn't like. But overall, Loki is a good show.
Do you feel like that's a problem, Ashley,
together,
that you have to wait so long to like the last 2 episodes
to make
comfortable? Yeah.
And I think that WandaVision didn't make me feel that way. I think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't make me feel that way, but I felt like episode 2 and 3 at times was a little bogged down in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you only have 6 episodes to tell me the story. And a lot of that,
we got to get rid of that 6-episode template. By the way, it needs to be more than 6.
Yes,
like if
then the budget goes down.
Well, like
actual seasons.
Let the number of episodes be whatever the story needs. Don't feel constricted to just be 6 or 9 or whatever.
9.
6, 9, 9.
I think it was who pointed out that if you probably put all of Moon Knight's appearances together in time, then it's probably under 7 minutes. I don't know. Someone said that.
Yeah, I seen too. Moon Knight barely in the show too. Like,
yeah, I forgot to say that.
Been there for at least like 8 to 10 minutes at most across 4 episodes this far. But that's fine so long as the last 2 episodes we get a lot of Moon Knight to make up for it.
Problem is, I think this next episode is gonna be a lot of explaining with the hippo. You know what I mean, and taking him back and finding out certain things. And I just hope it's like not the whole episode where they do that.
He's right, though. It's about, I mean, I agree with Chillmonger's point, though. 6 episodes is enough to charge you for 2 months. And it's their bottom line. But just imagine if they,
Disney tactics, baby.
You know, spread that money out and they get more time. They have more episodes to tell that story. But then I think that from a visual standpoint and for what, even though you can tell that this Moon Knight is a TV show because we barely see him, it still has a bigger budget. So if you knock that budget down, if they did do a season 2, would we get 3 minutes of Moon Knight? I don't know. I just know, and I know this is not a superhero show. And I brought this up because I said something about it. I was like, when I'm watching Better Call Saul, right? And it's been 2 years because the show hadn't been on. Like, I cannot think of one negative thing to say. The character arcs are there. The character development for each character is there. And you talk about a slow progression of a show. It's told the story over 6 seasons here. Similar to the way the MCU does it, but it's different because it's bigger in scope. It's bigger in scope here. And it's, a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different films. But they take the time in Better Call Saul to tell that story, and it's not just like, let me hurry up and get to the big bad and reveal that at the end, and then where is this character going to go next? It's really focused on that character development. The script writing is phenomenal, and the acting is top notch. And I think that in Moon Knight you get two top notch performances, but the story at times is all over the place, and tonally sometimes the jokes don't fit in what they're showing us. And then Layla 1, 2, and 3 very weak for me. 4, I felt like because she had a more of an emotional arc, a bigger journey. She's finding out things about her father and the truth about Mark, and that he hid these things. I think that for me, it was a big improvement overall for her character. So episode 4 is my favorite, but I'm still don't feel like I'm enjoying it. I will say that.
It could definitely be better, I'll tell you that. Well, I think it's great. I like the show right up until this last episode. Like I said, I didn't hate the last episode, and I hope the next one is good, and one after is good. The last two are good, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't hate the show, though.
Actually, I want to clarify one of Ishan's comments so I can make it clear how I look at humor. I have no, because Daredevil has humor in it. I have no issue with it being humor, but it's like when they did the first thing with Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
Right. It was like, I get it. You want to be funny this moment, but you dragging it on too long. Now this is too long. Stop it. This joke should have been cut at the landing, and that's it. And he's like, I'm Steve with a V. And I'm like, it's like,
I love that joke.
it just dragged. Like in this type of show, you don't need that type of stuff. You can have humor in it, but you don't need to keep dragging it. Like not in this type of show here.
It's a Marvel.
I think this is the one show that they don't need to have that silly humor in. It's the one show. And I think you could have done a show where you don't do the formulaic stuff that everybody keeps talking about. And I think they should have done it in this. Would have made it a lot better for me.
Yeah, because like I said, when I saw the trailer, I was getting some Netflix Daredevil vibes for some odd reason. I don't know what it was. It was like, it felt like a Netflix Marvel show. Not saying that's bad, but the good ones. Not saying the bad ones, but the good Netflix Marvel shows.
It's not Iron Fist.
Yeah, it ain't Iron Fist. I was getting like Punisher and Daredevil vibes from that first trailer, and it was dropping for Moon Knight and stuff. I was like, okay. I feel like they might go there just a little bit. But they're kind of dropping far from it. Actually, I do agree with how your Better Call Saul thing, like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul first season, very slow shows. They're very slow shows, but the characters, the cast, the actors, just something about them that just makes their show so much more interesting to follow. Yeah. Like keeps you invested every single episode. It ain't no crazy stuff like aliens and stuff or fighting or whatever, but the writing, the acting. It's just so much better than even a show like Moon Knight. Like, I gotta keep it real.
Yeah, and like I've always say that right now, like, because I hadn't seen Better Call Saul in the past 2 years, and I'd be like, oh, Mandalorian's my favorite, but truly, it's Better Call Saul. Because when I think about like everything that the show does, and you have such a phenomenal cast, that's why I was so hyped to see Tony Dalton be in Hawkeye, because I know him as Lalo Salamanca in this show. I mean, he doesn't live up to that because he's this bumbling idiot in Hawkeye, but I mean, in this show over here, he comes in season 5 and he raises all the hell and then some.
Wait, was he to do with the beard and the sword?
Yeah, that's Tony Dalton. You would be amazed and shocked to see what he does in Better Call Saul. Absolutely phenomenal.
Which season does he pop up in?
He doesn't come to season 5, but I mean, but before Gustavo's there, Gustavo comes.
I'm only on like half of 2 right now.
Yeah, so get caught up. So what are anybody's favorite moments from the episode of Moon Knight? Why I've derailed that, but I just wanted to make that comparison. And I'm sure I'm going to feel like that once I see Barry, because to me, that's another really good show it's been gone for so long that I can't wait to see. We'll have a review for that.
One of my
favorite moments from
this episode. One of my favorite points was just, again, a lot of the tomb raiding reminded me a lot of classic adventure movies and video games. I loved the stuff with like that mummy. I thought that was really cool how they filmed and how they filmed and presented that, because it felt like a horror movie.
Oh,
it was it was scary. Like it actually built tension and stuff. I love that.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Layla, she had really good moments in that episode. Like when she's like trying to escape, and he's like coming from the other side of that wall, of the rock wall, and then he grabs her and takes her back through there. I kind of like jumped for a second. So it does have at times you do get those cool jump moments and those horror elements that are in the show, and I do like those moments. Anybody else have a favorite moment from the episode or a moment?
My favorite moment was Layla trying to get fresh with Steven. I'm a sucker for some romantic stuff. Oh, that was fire.
It's just weird.
I'm shocked they did that. I'm shocked they did that in the MCU. I'm like,
are you really that shocked? I mean, like,
yeah. Ashley, did you see how Layla looked at him?
Did you not watch Loki?
Nah, not that's different. This right here, Layla was trying to get fresh and busy right there. She's trying to get busy right then and there. She literally forgot about this whole mission they're on and wanted Steven so bad right then and there, and Steven stopped it. I was like, oh my gosh. It reminded me of how the romance is done in the Mummy film. Like it reminded me of that, like how the romance scene Evie and Rick was done, and so I was like, "Dang, she going for it." I liked it. I'm a sucker for some romantic stuff.
Anzo, do you have any moment that you can remember that you might have enjoyed from the episode? I know you said you have to rewatch it.
Yeah, no, but that's the
and problem. I know I don't want you to give all your feelings because we're going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm just, we're not going. I just was curious if there was a moment.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. I don't think I had any moments that I really, really enjoyed in this show.
When I was doing my top 5 moments for episode 3, I was like really having a hard time like racking my brain of like 5 moments that I really, really enjoyed. So I understand. Yeah. I get it. Eddie, any favorite moment from the episode for you?
Yeah, my favorite moment is probably the mummy stuff because that was scary. I was surprised. I was like, "Oh shit, this is actually a suspenseful moment that the mummy's all collecting organs and shit, and they're trying to sneak away from it." And so like doing that creepy like wall shit, I was like, "Oh god, this is kind of scary." But that's like the only thing I really liked the most, to be honest. I mean, the stuff about the insane asylum stuff wasn't that bad, but at the same time, it was like, Moonlight. I don't know. Like I said, I really think the humor really throws me off with everything else that's actually good in this show, man. I don't know what else to say.
So real quick, since Eddie met, is that insane asylum back in his head? Is he in his head?
Something like that.
I think it's something or that
Arthur put him in something.
Multiverse.
I think that he might be in some type of possibly some spirit realm, and Tarot's going to bring him back possibly, or he's in some.
Well, it's kind of like his.
Go ahead. Yeah,
it's like he's trapped in like his own mind, kind of.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of that sarcophagus that's the third personality. That's Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
So I think in this episode they're gonna open that and see, oh shoot, there's another guy who looks like us, another personality.
Yeah, and he's like, and it reminds you of like Get Out, because he's like going into a sunken place, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
As he's falling, the bullet holes that's in his body even disappear as he's falling.
And this thing, why a question might even be his head, because that hippo's there. She's one of the gods, right?
Yeah. Well,
we saw a bunch of the gods is like trapped and sealed. I'm thinking it may not be his head, but he's like actually some weird spirit plane or some prison that I don't think that's in his head literally, because I'm like, then why is a god trapped in his head? That's why is a god, a deity trapped inside of his head? Especially
and maybe I think that's maybe a way for him to deal with it if it's all in his head. Maybe that's like a comfort for him, because she does protect mothers and children, but she's also about rebirth. So that could be his way back. We don't know. Isaac, what was one of your favorite moments from the episode?
You mean like the episode or the series as a whole?
The episode 4.
Oh crap! I don't really have a favorite from the episode.
Or a moment that you liked, enjoyed.
My favorite moment in the series though was when Steven went to go get steaks, and then he finds out he was really late to his date. I like it because it's simple and nice, and it teaches you a lot about the character and how this whole split personality stuff has really messed him up.
That was, when we ranked that episode, that was number 5 on our top 5 moments, because I liked it too, because it's the moment where he realizes that he's lost all this time and that he's not able, to have real moments or real relationships. Steven is, because he wakes up and he's lost a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
So anybody have any other theories or thoughts of what they think we might see? RJ?
Like I said, I think Jake Lockley definitely will probably be in this next episode. I feel like that'll be a big thing for that. Probably, like I said, I feel like this is the backstory exposition episode that we're gonna get this upcoming week. Definitely diving into who's Mark Spector, what is he like, where like what's his story, like what exactly is it? I think it's gonna be the big episode that'll hopefully shift kind of the conversation around the show. I feel like, if that makes sense, like I feel like it's gonna kind of like set things up for where they need to be for us to really dive into this character, like people really want.
Anybody else? You have anything else you want to add, Don? About Midnight?
I just want to see some more romantic stuff between Steven and Layla. That's all I want.
So you want?
I'm not joking.
You want the entanglement to continue.
You will.
Yeah, I just want to see Steven get some play and Layla show him some love.
God.
Freak Mark, he trash. He left his wife alone, trash.
So you liked all that stuff in Loki, right? When Loki was dealing with himself, and you liked all that love stuff in
that,
right?
He did. That's what I'm saying. He likes weird romances. I like Caden's top 3 is
just because they both Lokis don't mean they can't love each other.
The Insane Asylum and the Higa Priest Layla scene. I think that I like all those scenes too. So I agree.
Actually, is that true? Netflix was supposed to do Moon Knight.
The Widow, remember Netflix was going to do Moon Knight, but it would have been like Iron Fist. No, I didn't. I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, there was rumors that Netflix wanted to pick up as part of the Marvel contract Moon Knight. I don't think that would have been. I don't know. That if it would have been like Iron Fist, no, thank you, because Iron Fist was kind of whack. So
yeah,
I think it definitely would have been more like a Daredevil or Punisher if they did do it. It wouldn't be like Luke Cage or Iron Fist or even Justice Jones. It would have been like Luke, Daredevil, and Punisher.
It would have to be, because if it was like Iron Fist, that shit wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't work. But I'm glad that they didn't do it, right? Because I think it works better in the MCU universe than just to be standard.
Right, because who knows if they even would have went there with the supernatural stuff.
Right.
Because that's my thing too. Like, would they have even went there with the supernatural? Would they would try to keep it grounded in a sense?
I think they would have done the more grounded. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have kept that grounded, and they would have been like,
that was would have been my worry with it. It's like, if you're not even gonna touch upon the supernatural stuff, don't even try it.
Caden said, yeah, he was going to be Mr. Knight throughout the whole show, but acted like Moon Knight and no Moon Knight suit.
Yeah.
See, that would have been trash. I want that suit.
Yeah, that would have been trash.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, he wouldn't have been he would have been like the fierce, like...
Conchu would have been a dude in a Louisiana mask? Hell no. Hell no.
No, thank you.
Let me show y'all what his ski mask.
That's a fucking Disney original movie or TV show in the night or some shit.
It sounds like Iron Fist.
Sounds like something DC would have done.
No. DC actually gives us good quality content.
Are you gonna
Real
share?
quick,
Are you sharing something?
I found some concept art from what Netflix was to do with the Moon Knight show. So look at this, guys.
Oh no! So don't even bother.
That was gonna be Netflix movie.
No.
You know that whack ass white ski mask.
You know, K-Dot? I think it was on Twitter where I seen it. There was this little picture and it showed like that the Batman didn't even beat BVS in the box office. Did you know that?
That's fine.
The Batman beat the Snyder Cut in terms of viewership on HBO Max, according to
We beat Man of Steel, the Suicide Squad. Whoa, Suicide Squad 1.
No, you did not.
Yes, we did.
No, you did not. Hold on. I'll find the tweet.
Check it out. Go check it out. Box Office Mojo. Check that shit. That made more than the Suicide Squad. And BVS, movie still should have made $1 billion. Trash. Should have made $1 billion.
It should have made way more than $1 billion.
Trash. I'm still gonna hold that against BVS. Should have made $1 billion. Trash. You let freaking Captain America and Iron Man make more money than y'all. Trash. I was ashamed to be a DC fan that day.
Me too.
I feel you, brother.
I have to
be a fan too.
I walked out that theater, kind of hyped up, went to watch the second time. I was like, damn, shit. Left. People laugh when Superman died. I was like, I feel like getting up and slapping. Like, you don't laugh when guys. I'm not. People laughed at my feeling Superman died. I was like, oh, this ain't right.
Martha moment? Did they laugh at the Martha moment?
No, but they laughed when Superman died.
But my thing is, like, Batman is supposed to be like the biggest DC property. You know what I mean? You can't beat Batman versus Superman.
Yes, and here's the thing here about Samba TV though. It's not, you can't really base everything on those numbers because HBO Max does not report their streaming.
Yeah, they don't report to Nielsen.
So you don't
they
know
go off
if those numbers are accurate.
They go off who comes in the Roku.
It's a little fishy, but I guess they don't want to participate, so they don't. But you're not getting real
accurate numbers.
Yeah, with that stuff, and that's the problem with if they're going to post these numbers, then you should post them, from a reputable company that surveys this instead of a different way. But
and with Samba TV, they don't record like how much you watch. If you click on it, they count it as a view. Right. You can click on it, watch 2 seconds, it's a view. So they don't give a full accurate they don't get full accurate watch time and all that when they do these
I mean, I think that it's something to be said by the numbers that are reported from them, just because people are, engaged and interested. But really, it's not a real reflective of like how many people truly watch the product.
And I guess you can say, actually, I guess you going off the numbers, it shows that a lot of people do use their Roku smart TVs and watching this stuff. I mean, that's what the numbers tell me, because that's what they report from Roku smart TVs. They tell you exactly how many people are tuning in. Shockingly, it's a lot of people that use their Roku smart TVs for this type of stuff. I usually use my PC a lot, but
I use my Roku TV. I have a Roku smart TV. One. And the other ones are different, but yeah. So does anybody have any final thoughts about anything? Because we're going to wrap up. We've done 2.5 hours tonight.
Gotta go watch the Batman, cleanse my DC soul.
I'm probably gonna go watch some good Marvel content. Need that Marvel goodness.
Yeah, I gotta inject it right into my veins.
I was watching Infinity War earlier today, and I'm like, what a masterpiece of a movie.
I don't hype it up that much.
No, he's spitting bars, man. Infinity War is a masterpiece.
No, I have to agree with all day,
right? Look, exposed.
I don't know anything about that, but I'd agree with Kate.
Well, I know Eddie wants to go back and watch some No Way Home so he can cry his tears again.
I had to agree with Kate. I had to watch the DC content. All this Marvel talk is damning my soul to hell.
Aren't you the guy who trolls the Snyder fandom all the time, though, Eddie?
You don't know who gives a fuck about them in the first place to even say that shit.
But I don't think anybody really gives a fuck about DC content. That's the
problem. Thing. Nobody
cares about
DC. They do.
Their actors are so busy going to court.
For real.
Bunch of people at award shows.
For real. Abusing their husbands.
Yeah, just walking around.
Because we just have more lively actors, unlike y'all boring actors.
And then our other one, if they're not, and then the other one who's not hitting anybody, he's in other films that are bombing, and he's not getting great reviews for his performance yet again in another superhero film, Jared Leto. So if they're not hitting people,
we don't fully claim him.
He was in Suicide Squad.
Barely in it. We don't fully claim him.
Oh, and don't forget the great movie that Gal Gadot was in with The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That masterpiece of a movie as well.
I bet it was a masterpiece. It's supposedly it did a lot of numbers on Netflix. Masterpiece.
It's a bad movie. It's so cringy. Like you would.
It was cringy, but still a hit on Netflix. So what can you say?
Yeah, because people that were bored that day had nothing to watch.
Starving for content, weren't they?
I mean, I don't blame them. Netflix keep killing all my favorite shows. Y'all not the only one. They keep on kill. They bring up shows. They kill it, and so I don't blame them if they have to watch Red Notice if that was the only thing that was marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it because I was gonna say about
nothing else to watch. You know what I mean?
I mean, like you have these 3 people in it, so a lot of people are going to tune in. Does that mean they enjoyed it?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. I haven't looked to see what the audience perception was of that film. I know I personally there were a few little moments that I chuckled. I don't think it's complete trash, but the story was silly. It was predictable, and some of that acting was
horrible.
Real quick.
Yeah, maybe it is trash. I have to think about it. I don't know. I don't know. Did anybody else see?
Yeah, well, quick comment. Quick comment. Speaking to Netflix, quick comment. The last time I truly seen a Netflix original movie buzz was Bird Box, and that was like years ago. Like, what Netflix movie has buzzed on the internet since? Bird Box?
Extraction kind of did.
Or Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, dude.
Army of the Dead.
Which I
among a small number of people. Let's make that clear. I'm talking about it didn't buzz like Bird Box.
But you were talking about Army of the Dead. You were in the conversations about it. You didn't like it, but it was still part of like.
But not like Bird Box. Bird Box was like making trends, memes, and all that.
I mean, yeah, positive. That was a different.
What's the thing? Engagement doesn't just mean people liked it. Engagement is even if you hate on something and trash on it. They just want you talking about their stuff.
Yeah, because imagine all the shows that are really good that nobody talks about because it's not
I
about
don't know how to market
superheroes
them.
or
They don't know market.
it's original IP, and like a lot of people like these big superhero things, or they're going in a different way. No, because I see ads for Amanda Seyfried's show all the time, and I've seen it. It's quite good. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about Kronos, the girl. What's her name?
Kronos.
I think that's the name of the company, where she was inventing the machine with a small prick of blood.
Who?
Y'all don't know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, she was in, she's a tech guru, and she had all this money, and CBS paid her all this money because she apparently invented this machine that if she, with a prick of blood, they could test you for early onset things like cancer and different things that could save your life. And it was a passion project for her in the beginning. I can't remember. I'll pull up her name for you guys, because I can't remember her name, because I'm giving you the information, so I need to make sure I'm giving.
Hey Daniel, I'll say this: Rebel Moon looks a lot more promising than this army of the
Rebel Moon.
No, it's not Cronus.
That looks fire.
Has anybody seen Ambulance yet?
No,
no, I didn't hear anything good about it. Really,
when I saw that trailer, I really I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like Michael Bay spoiled the movie in that trailer. It's like he showed too much of the movie in that trailer.
Yeah, I watched it. It was.
Did the trailer spoil the movie?
Well, I mean, it tells you exactly what's going to happen in the movie. Yeah, I guess.
I figured. I was
okay.
Like,
so here we go. So yeah, the name of the show is Dropout. It's about Elizabeth Holmes, and the name of her company was Theranos, and she invented this product, and found out it was a scam, and CBS had put a lot of money into this, and it was never ever a running option that she had up and running. She thought that she could get it, and then as things imploded, you find out that this is a scam. And she wanted to be like Steve Jobs. She always wore a black shirt, a black blazer, and it's a really good show, but nobody talks about it. Exactly. You all don't know what I'm talking. You all don't have a clue what this show is.
Nope.
It's a really good show, and nobody talks about it because it's not about heroes, and people don't have capes, and they're it's not like a super action thing, but it's a really, really good show.
Is it on Netflix?
Well, I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm sorry that I need CGI and jokes and stuff to keep me interested.
I'm sure it's on Onzo Vision.
It ain't my fault.
Yeah, I'm sure it's there.
I'm just made this way.
Yeah. So before we get up out of here, everybody, I'm gonna start with the dot, the man with the high top fade, the coolest one around. Tell us what you got coming up. Anything cool going in your neck of the woods?
I had a video
just
coming.
Whenever I pull you by ear, make you do stuff with me.
Yeah, because I'm like your slave. But I have a video coming tomorrow about this Grand Theft Auto 5 news and what they did with the new copy of the game. But other than that, go check out my review I did of HG Squeezy's Micro Wars issue 3. Check that out.
Yes, and
it's in 4K.
Squeezy. You see what he's giving y'all. He's giving you high quality entertainment in 4K. Don't forget it, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't even know I put in 4K. I just tried a new setting for rendering. I was like, let me try this. It's a new setting. It's like the highest setting, and I tried it. I was like, and put the video in 4K on YouTube. I was like, oh, wow.
So everybody with 4K TVs.
Yeah, I can watch my video in 4K.
You can watch. You can see all his little beautiful teeth as he smiles in his video.
See all the pixels.
Every bit of it. Onzo.
Yeah, what's up? Bigger Ford Entertainment. Tomorrow night will be the round table on my channel. We'll talk some more about Moonlight, and then just the shows we do through the week, man. But it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And Eddie,
Yeah, I don't even know. I just make it up as I go every day. I don't even have anything planned. Sometimes I have to cause controversies if I had to, but I'm desperate.
What
But
a slacker! What a slacker!
He will cause drama just to make a video. Y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
look,
He's not.
Well, at least he's
not
honest
drama.
about it. At least he's
Yeah.
honest about it.
He's the drama king.
look. When there's news, and I'll cover it.
Yeah.
If not, I have to make the news myself.
You're making it.
It is what it is. It's working so far. I mean, I'm getting lots of people
Congratulations,
watching me and shit
Eddie
like that.
just hit 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
everybody, I want to say that.
Congrats.
He hit 1,000. He's monetized. So whatever he's doing, as long as I do like to pick on Eddie, it's working.
I can't wait to say. I can't wait to say I didn't like Thor Love and Thunder, so you can super chat me $5. Say I liked it.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think it's you're not gonna get away with that this time. Burn me once, shame on me. Burn me twice, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. Fire burns and it sure ain't nice, but it takes a lane to get burned twice. RJ, what you got coming up?
Yeah, well, this Monday will be the very first episode of Marvel Mania, so be on the lookout for that. It's the premiere flagship show of my channel. It'll be the first episode of that.
I'm so excited.
I know. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We did a live stream earlier today. The first episode of RJ Live was earlier today. I was joined by William and some other guy named my Diaz?
Teddy, maybe?
Yeah, Teddy?
Letty, because he's always taking L's.
Ooh, Letty. Yeah, so it's on my channel now. We talked about the Lightyear trailer, we talked about other stuff, so go watch that. It was about an hour long. And yeah, first episode of Marvel Mania this Monday. So
congratulations. He's just changed his name. It's Marvel Mania. See, Anzo, you hear this?
Yes.
This man has rededicated his channel to be with the winning team completely. It's Marvel News.
Absolutely. That's how it should be.
I mean, I tell you, RJ is.
I mean, the branding's on point. I am proud of myself. The branding is on point.
The branding is on point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, Ashley,
we're winners over here.
You got to jump off of that DC train and get on
Ashley.
DC Mania.
If a criminal took Kevin Feige, locked him in a room, and said, "Produce me a movie like the Joker," oh, he couldn't even do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't even do it.
Yeah, well, that's because he hasn't tried yet.
Yeah, he tried. He tried with Eternals, and look how that came out.
My husband can do anything and everything that he sets his mind to.
He tried with Eternals, and look where that came
out. And then what could be possibly happening over here? I'll have some videos for you this week. I didn't do one today because I had a lot of things going on, and I knew I was going to do this later. So I'm trying to commit to one video a day. That's what I'm trying to do. At least one video a day, and then streaming as I feel. Like I said, this is was just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna do this. So that's how that happens. But we do have a big stream coming May 7th, and we're going to be talking about the whole season of Moon Knight and talking about Multiverse of Madness. And we will do a character breakdown, discuss the story, give you our thoughts and opinions and all that over here. And again, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Dot, thank you. Please subscribe to Dot. Anzo at Biggerford Entertainment. Please subscribe to him. Eddie on my DS. Please go over there and subscribe to him. But then while you're there, dislike every video where he's talking crap about.
Drink that DC juice, y'all. That
Marvel.
first.
Because he just said he makes up news for content. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, but Eddie is a good. Eddie likes the.
Cool.
Eddie, don't listen
that
to
little
these,
needle in.
Don't listen to
I love Eddie. He's a
don't listen to these
really. Eddie gives.
Eddie
but Eddie will give it to you. So I gotta give it to him sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll say this, right? I may have hit 1K first, but Eddie got monetized first. So
he was quick, less than 12 hours.
Yeah, you got monetized way too fast, Eddie. What you do?
Boom. He said, "Oh,
he's got someone at YouTube HQ in his phone book."
It took me like 2 months just to get monetized after.
They still won't even approve my AdSense application. Like I keep hitting, it's like nah.
All I said was I was a DC fan and it hooked me up like this. That's what happens when you Marvel shows.
Anzo used to be a big DC fan, and they were like, "Nah, Anzo."
They took it away.
And
they
then
took
once
my
he
motivation
realized and he
away.
saw the light, they said, "Here you go, Anzo. Please keep
It's a
spreading
because
the
trying to
gospel."
cover Marvel content again. That's
And
why.
so that's how that happened,
Absolutely.
right? And of course, RJ of Marvel Mania, new name, new show coming. Check him out. Like I said, that's always a good time. Anzo stuff is always good. The stuff he does with Chaos Central is always fun. And the things that he does on Bigger for Entertainment, Dot with his shorts, check everybody out. And we're going to get up out of here. And again, I still, this might just be what I do until I want to do something else at the end. So we're going to get up out of here. I appreciate you all watching, like always, and we'll be back very, very soon. Right, guys?
DC's amazing.
I appreciate you.
DC all day.
Not amazing.
DC all day.
Okay, I'm about to mute you all. This is my
DC
screen.
all
That's not
day.
what we do here.
DC boy.
Quiet. Outro. Shh. Mute.